Last night, the highly anticipated votes on Props A and B finished with both passing. Prop A passed with nearly 56% of the vote, while Prop B on the Spurs' new arena passed with just over 52%. Speaking of the Spurs, they return to action tonight. They are in L.A. trying to bounce back from, their only loss of the season. Tip-off in La La Land is set for 9 o'clock.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great hump day out there, and I know most of you are. Give yourself a pat on the back, Bear County. We did it! It passed. Congratulations to everyone out there. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and I know both of us are extremely excited about how the vote went last night.
You know, being a non-political type, that was fun. And there's things about this political world that, quite frankly, I don't understand, right? You know, I'm following along. I'm at home watching different things, Texas basketball against Duke, blah, blah, blah. And, I keep refreshing my phone. And, the election people, they have a website. And then I'm following different reporters that cover the news. And we've got an update. All right, we're like at 82%.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, well, this is looking good, but there's a long way to go. And then there's no update. It's just like, we're done. Like, what? Like, I thought we would get, continuous updates. And it was like, I don't know, 11:15. Like, all right, we're done. Good night, everybody. It wins. All right.
Usually they call that thing. It's like, well, we project the winner
well,
is.
There was no calling
there
because,
was nothing.
I mean, and honestly, at 82%, there was still enough out there. Like, you felt good, but even Peter J. Holt was like, yeah. And, I mean, but how does that work? I mean, you don't get, updates every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes? It was like, I don't know, that I saw. Now, if there were other people that had them that know how to do that stuff, sure. But even the reporters are like, still waiting for updates. I'm watching the news. And
it took forever.
Oh, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But where are the updates? Do you get an update every 30 minutes, an update every, I mean, we're at 82%. What about 90? What about 95?
I felt pretty good about it at 82%. So I went night-night. And was just fine. Woke up this morning to the good news. You
probably had a lot of wine at your birthday dinner.
Well,
you didn't mean to go night-night. It's your body said, good night, Joe. Happy birthday, old man.
I had a couple of glasses of wine. I won't lie to you.
Glasses or bottles?
No, just glasses. We had a couple of bottles, but I had to share with a lot of people.
Oh,
so,
son of a, yeah.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That was a nice night. Good birthday. Happy that that's in the rear view, although the problem with it being in the rear view means the other one's on the way.
That's it. That's it.
Man.
It's another speed limit birthday coming up for you next.
I'm telling you, and the and the more the older you get, the faster they come. It's crazy how that works. You remember you're a kid, you couldn't wait for your birthday to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Had parties and presents, and now it's like, damn, already?
Already?
Holy cow. That was good, but I tell you what, it was a good birthday present last night, getting the results and the vote in and all of that. So yeah, very happy about that. It was good night. I'm just happy this is it. Mark Whyte, District 10 Councilman, is going to join us at 4:30 because I want to know exactly what is next. It's my understanding, Minix, and maybe you've got some clarity on this, that the arena itself is done.
That part of it, and this is, I think, one of the mistakes they made in rolling out Project Marvel, is it felt like it was all in one, and it's not. The arena part is very different than all the other stuff that will come, but it's a piece of it. And I think that did have a lot of people confused, because just based on what you read on social media, well, I ain't paying for no damn land bridge. All right, cool. That has nothing to do with the arena. But when it was, and even Ron Nuremberg, former mayor, said on this show a couple, I don't know, 6-8 weeks ago now, they shouldn't have called it Project Marvel. It should have been called Project Downtown. And there's a lot of phases to it. This is one phase. But even the people that were like, well, I'm for A, but not for B. Well, you realize A can't happen if B doesn't happen, because if the Spurs don't leave, the rodeo can't expand the way they want, which, although you could tell just by the numbers, a lot of people voted for A and voted against Prop B. And the mayor said all the right things in her statement last night about working together and forward, and and hopefully now that the voters have spoken. But there were a lot of people that voted no. And when you win 52-48, I mean, that's not a landslide. That's a buzzer beater. And the part that I think the Spurs are aware of, they made a push because voter turnout was incredible, about 20%. And that might be the biggest surprise of the entire deal.
Is that incredible, though? 20%?
Is pathetic.
Think about it.
It's pathetic,
right?
But
yes.
I read somebody wrote on one of the headlines, shatters records. Hey, 20%? Well, it's a hell of a lot more people than voted in the mayoral election.
Well, that's true.
And so when you think about, surprised did it pass? No, I wish it was in as close as it was, but I'm impressed and surprised by the turnout, because low voter turnout is such an issue. So I'm surprised and impressed that enough people went to the polls. And for everybody that went to the poll and voted for this project, thank you, because the reality is those that are against, we know they were going to show up. It was rallying the people that generally sit election cycles like this out that actually made the effort to go vote that got this thing done.
Well done, everybody that went out and voted. And we saw a bunch of you as you went to vote early or yesterday, putting it on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. We appreciated that. And just knowing that you guys went out, everybody that listens to the show, and so we appreciate the fact that y'all did that. This thing passed. I just want to see what's next, because it is my understanding that the arena part of it, because the agreement with the city, they add the additional $400 million or whatever it is that the Spurs and the county aren't chipping in. And so I think the arena portion of it is done. But Mark Whyte will join us at 4:30 to give us all those details and what comes next.
And what I want to know, how soon till we got shovels and dirt, right? I mean, how, I mean, honestly, how quickly is this part of it going to go? Because to your point, and again, I want to be fair to the mayor. But
you
everything that she's done of course I do. But everything that she's done to this point, now that the election has happened, is she going to put up roadblocks, or is she going to be one that works with? The good news is she's one vote on the city council, but almost like the term sheet. Now that the vote part is done, the city part doesn't have to be voted on.
No.
All right. And apparently that's what was agreed to on that term sheet deal. And the Spurs will have all the cost overruns. So $311 million from the county, or 25%, whichever number is less, and $500 million and change from the Spurs and all cost overruns. And I think it's $489 from the city. What's the next phase? I mean, when do we get to see pictures of what the arena imagination is going to be? When are we really moving forward? Like, what's the timeline? We know the arena lease is up, and if they needed, they could probably extend it a year or two, but what if they can move into that thing a little bit sooner?
Well, I think the rodeo would love for them to do that, because I've seen projections where they'd like to have this thing done as soon as 2028. Now, if that's the case, and again, I'm looking forward to talking to Mark Whyte, because he can fill in some of these blanks as we move along as to when that is. I do know Peter J. Holt, in an interview with KSAT Television last night, said, because he was asked that, when can we start to see this? And he said, well, we haven't thought about that just yet. No, he said that, I don't know. I'll let him say what he said. How about that?
We take things one step at a time. I think the Spurs are known for pounding the rock and showing up every day with a positive attitude and a can-do attitude, and this was first step. So we're excited to launch that process, but we're not ready to say when the final deadline. We want to make sure that we are due diligence and planning the right way, and we'll build something that is special to San Antonio and will be beneficial to all San Antonians.
Well, there you go. So it's one step at a time, and it's kind of like when we were interviewing, when we had R.C. Buford on the air here a couple of weeks ago and asked about a plan B, and he said, well, we're hopeful that this is going to pass. So I think in the Spurs, in Spurs Sports Entertainment's mind, they once wanted to see what happened before they had to regroup and put their plan B into place. They didn't want to say that, and then because they wanted to see how the vote was going to go.
Well, again, no reason to show their cards. And again, had the vote not gone the way it did last night, what would today's conversation be? Plan B. We would be holding Gina's feet to the fire on her op-ed piece that she wrote where she said she wants a deal. She just wants a better deal. All right, well, what's the better deal? Now that we don't have to worry about any of that, how is she going to work with everybody on moving forward? And at the same time, what are the next steps? I mean, all right, we got this done. It's Pat. What are the next steps?
Well, the thing that I want to talk to Councilman Whyte about is, remember, that is a non-binding agreement that the city signed with the Spurs. And they kept saying that, remember?
Yep.
So could there be a road bump or a speed bump put into that somehow, some way? Looking forward to that, and you guys should as well. 4:30, Councilman Mark Whyte will join us here on the Blitz. So looking forward to that, and that should answer some of the questions that we have and that you have. When we come back, obviously the celebration continues, and I hope everybody is in a celebratory mood today, because we certainly are here. And we're going to hear more from Peter Holt and kind of give you exactly what we know about just the little things of what's next and how this thing is going to proceed. And NBC is already ready to feature one Wemby, Victor Wembanyama. We'll tell you all about that as well when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains. It's conveniently located over in the Corey area. They have extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, the Ortho Now Injury Clinic has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you hurt yourself, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You know, I make decisions every day, but the easiest ones I've been making for the last several weeks are Dak Prescott. The more Dak is riding the wave, and I've been with him on Prize Picks, and being right can get you paid, especially when you're doing it on the weekly. Prize Picks has everything you need to have some fun on all your favorite games. If you like winning, you like to know what you're doing, Prize Picks is your answer, because you can do the research and you can go out and win, and it's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players, and you can get up to 2,000x on your money if you pick right. Now, they offer stacks is what I love, and you can pick the same player in up to 3 different venues and play them in the same lineup, and you can only find this at Prize Picks. That's why I go there every day. You want to know another reason? Alamo. Remember the code Alamo, and you get $50 in lineups if you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, still basking in the glow of Prop A and B passing. The Spurs, the Lakers, and we've got Thursday night football. Let's start looking ahead to Week 10. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know about you, Minix, but I walk outside today and the birds were chirping a little more beautiful than normal. The sky was a little bluer. I don't know, the grass was a little greener, if your grass is still green at this time of year. You know what I'm talking about. It's a good day. Props A and B passed, and we've been talking about it here. It feels like for a long time. Finally, the vote, and we get the result I think most of us were looking for.
It is interesting because you're right. What a beautiful day for November.
It really is.
Still in shorts.
Yes.
Golf shirt. I went downtown. I was over at Augie's Barbecue for lunch over there by the zoo.
Yeah.
And that was the conversation. That was the conversation everywhere, right? I mean, the group that I was having lunch with, people in line because there's always a line for barbecue. And, and I'm wearing a Spurs shirt. So people are like, yeah, man, yeah. I mean, just a sense of relief about what could have happened. And while people didn't want to talk about it, my experiences today was over this morning, eye appointment to get, and that's what they were talking about there. I mean, it felt like in a lot of ways, it was the Super. Everywhere I have been today, that was the topic of conversation, whether it was at the eye doctor or at lunch, coming in and a sense of relief. And most of the people that I've been around, because they were for it.
Yeah.
And trying to acknowledge the reasons, the 48% that voted no, what are they thinking? Hell, I was on the phone, for about 30 minutes today with old Ballou with the Golf Club of Texas, right? I mean, like everybody is talking about this now, almost as if we had a championship game last night. And in some ways, it was a championship game for the city of San Antonio, and the Spurs won.
Absolutely right. That's a good way to put it. It was a good deal last night. Good result. Closer than maybe we would have liked, but we kind of predicted that it was going to be a close vote. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the scoreboard, right?
Yep.
They win, and that's all that really matters. So that's a good thing. Interesting, just reading stuff today and trying to figure out, what this means and where we go from here has been interesting. But I think today's kind of a day of celebration. We'll get those answers, and I think those conversations are going to start if they haven't started already. Peter Holt was just a a little nervous last night, I think, Jason.
You know, and he should have been.
Sure.
But also, and I don't know Peter Holt. I honestly, I don't. I know I've talked to him a couple of times in passing. He has made 0 appearances on this show, even though the invite has been out, including one for today. But I don't know how comfortable he is public speaking. And I don't hold that against people. There are some people that are good at that, and some people aren't. R.C. Buford, not the greatest with a microphone in his hand. Brilliant man, not the best public speaker, right? But Peter J. Holt should have been nervous. And look, there was a lot of money pumped into this campaign to win 52-48. And the amount of money that was pumped in tells you how nervous they were. And props to them for doing it, because advertising works. It worked. It got a record number of people to the polls. What I thought was interesting last night is seeing the little video clip of Gina Ortiz-Jones at the Spurs watch party.
Peter actually let her talk.
Yeah.
He gave her the microphone.
Yeah.
She didn't take it away from him.
No.
He gave it to her.
Well, I mean, she's still the mayor, and Peter J. Holt, who says he's not a politician, that was a politically smart move, because he knows he's got to work with her throughout this process. And, we did talk a little bit about what the conversations with the mayor were like.
We're going to work together. Partnerships and relationships take time and effort, and I think that she's committed to that. We're committed to that. It's been unwavering, and we're going to work together to get something special done.
Well, and that's good to know. I'm just looking at a tweet here from our good buddy Don Harris. And I guess all the major players were in one place this afternoon. The mayor, Peter J. Holt, county judge, council, others, all vowing to cooperate in order to move the arena forward. They say the people have spoken. They're saying no more roadblocks.
Well, and I hope that's the case, because one of the things that I've heard Gina Ortiz-Jones say is there could be continued negotiations. I mean, is this a done deal or not?
We're excited about next steps, and we think the framework is incredibly mutually beneficial to all parties, and that's what we're going to focus on and work with the city staff, and the city leadership, and the county leadership, and all the other stakeholders that are necessary to get this done, UTSA, the rodeo. The fact is everybody's got to win in this, and we've said that from the very beginning, and that's what we're going to get done.
Was he yelling a lot last night?
Yeah. I mean, he's
happy about it.
He's at a crowd. There's music. There's parties going on.
Good for him. For him.
And he was asked, and we saw this from KSAT 12, although I'm guessing everybody was out there. When does the project begin?
Oh, we take things one step at a time. I think the Spurs are known for pounding the rock and showing up every day with a positive attitude and a can-do attitude, and this was first step. So we're excited to launch that process, but we're not ready to say when the final deadline. We want to make sure that we are due diligence and planning the right way, and we'll build something that is special to San Antonio and will be beneficial to all San Antonians.
I don't think there's any question about that, and I think it's going to be a state-of-the-art arena. It's going to be a place that Spurs fans are going to be proud of. The Spurs are going to be proud to play there. I'm thinking once this thing is done, NBA All-Star Game coming back to the city of San Antonio. Hasn't been here since 1996, and so I think all of that's appropriate. I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I don't care.
You're not. That's the thing. Those are things that we get to look forward to. How often do you and I end up in another city and we see what they have? And how many times we said, we need this in San Antonio? Peter J. Holt says last night, our city deserves this.
The community has spoken. Listen, we love this city, we love this county, and the county and the city love us back. We're ready to do something really special. It's going to help the Spurs, it's going to help the rodeo, it's going to help all sectors of the community, and it's going to be right in our heart of our city, this is something we deserve. Our fans deserve it. Our community deserves it. we're gonna believe and execute big things, and our city deserves this.
I feel like he's grown up before our eyes. I think he hit puberty right at the beginning of that sentence. Play just the beginning of that again, Pledge.
The community has spoken.
I think he hit puberty right there. Right? He won this election and they dropped, if you know what I mean.
That's
Boom.
exactly right. You know, he can finally breathe for the first time in about a month or so. Well done, Peter J. Holt. Good job. And looked like a happy crowd. It's funny because I'm watching all the news channels last night at 10 o'clock, flipping around, and they all had a reporter at the Spurs rally, and they all had a reporter at the opposition rally.
Uh-huh.
The opposition rally was really just kind of dead. I mean, it really was. And I guess maybe they saw the writing on the wall. I don't know. But, I mean, it was just kind of like dead. I'd have fallen asleep had I been at one of those.
Well, I mean, but man, I was going to make a bad joke.
You can go make a bad joke.
Well, I mean, those are people that don't want growth, and they don't want fun, and they don't want entertainment. I mean, they would seemingly want to go back to the days where we didn't have television or radio or electricity, and we read a book at night by candlelight. I mean, gee, I mean, it. But you're right, and to a degree. And when I said I feel bad for him, don't mistake that But when you put that kind of effort in that they did, and they lose. Yeah, that ain't going to be much of a party.
It wasn't.
And the kind of effort that they put in to stop progress is baffling to me. Now, I know there are some other issues and some issues that they kept talking about that do need to be addressed. Their concerns are not ignored, and they are legitimate. But the money's being used for this project cannot, by state law, be used for the things they kept saying need to be fixed. There's other monies for that we'll figure out a way to come up with, but this venue tax money can only be used for venues. And if it's not used in San Antonio, I don't know. My parents, my mom still lives in Copper's Cove. My brother's in Killeen, and I know up there they're trying to get more done to their convention center. This money, if not used in San Antonio, could be shifted to Killeen, Texas, if needed to. So the issues that they were talking about are real, and I agree with that. They are. Yeah, we need to address some of those, but this money can't be used for that. And the idea of progress and, traffic's going to suck downtown and, look, if you want to live in Mayberry, man, move. This city is moving forward. We like nice things. These same people, were also the ones that probably were complaining, man, what do you mean we're not getting another Final Four? Well, this project, this is step one to making sure we stay a Final Four city.
Yeah, I tell you, it's exciting. And to your point, as I'm listening, they were interviewing a guy last night from the opposition, spewing the same stuff. We need money for this, we need money for that. We need, and all of that is true, and we're not downplaying that. But this had nothing to do with that. So the mayor and the politicians have to come up with a way to get that done, and we'll see what they do. This was not the way to get that done. This was for something completely different. It's done. The vote is over, and that is awesome. You were exactly right. It's $489 million is what the city is going to kick in. Does not have to have a public vote for that. The Spurs $500 million, and then whatever
311 or 25%.
Yeah, for the Bear County.
Good. That's good. Hey, before we get to RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com, Jacoby Brissett looks so good against the Dallas defense. And then again, everybody does. But so good. Kyler Murray, yesterday we heard they were going with Jacoby moving forward for the foreseeable future. Just now, Kyler Murray placed on injured reserve. According to Adam Schefter, the Cardinals say this will give Murray the chance to focus on rehabbing his foot injury, and that he is committed to getting back as soon as possible.
And it's also a way that there's not a quarterback controversy for the Arizona Cardinals. We put him on IR, and he can't play anyway.
Yeah, so he went from game time decision Monday to warming up Monday. Nope, not quite ready. To Yeah, that Jacoby guy, he's playing better than you, dude, and you're going to IR just so we can put you in the closet for at least 4 weeks.
Yep, that's it. So there you go. The other piece of news today that we talked about briefly, but I want to do this, and I think it's a big deal for our city. It's a big deal for the Spurs. NBC already flexing. They're kicking the Pistons and the Hawks game off of their schedule on November 18th and replacing that with the Spurs and the Grizzlies. Spurs making their NBC debut on November 18th. So, again.
Somebody check on Don Harris. I mean, he might be over the moon right now seeing that news.
So, there you go. NBC, Spurs.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
National television on November the 18th. So, circle that on your calendar.
I'd rather see Don Harris shirtless.
No.
When we come back.
That was bad pledge.
It was a big
Wrong
day
button.
for the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. I think I'm seeing all kinds of criticism on the Cowboys and
Well,
poor
of
Jerry,
course.
and I wish they would just leave Jerry alone.
Oh, stop.
Let him celebrate one day, for goodness sake. Let's talk to RJ Ochoa. He's even happy about this trade. I can't believe it, but we'll ask him, see if he's changed his mind. He joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Man, I tell you what, you step outside today. I actually went and had to get gas, and I'm standing there going, man, I wish I was at the Golf Club of Texas. It is a perfect day to be at the Golf Club of Texas. The weather is absolutely fantastic. Perfect golf weather out there. And look, I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but we have been extremely fortunate. And days like this, well, yeah, they're awesome. And you need to take advantage of them. Head on out to the Golf Club of Texas. Play some golf before the weather gets too bad where you can't play some golf. And you got to see that place if you haven't seen it lately. Well, you really haven't seen it. The improvements they've made to that golf course are second to none. It is just incredible. You're going to think you're at a private club, but you're not. Golf Club of Texas is open 7 days a week, and it is open to the public. So if you can't play on the weekend, you can certainly play on a Monday, or maybe Tuesday's your day. You know what I'm talking about. Any day you want to play golf, the Golf Club of Texas is there for you. Then they've got the Tin Cup Bar and Grill there that is just phenomenal as well. Whether you're a golfer or not, you need to get out to the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. You want a cold beer after work, head on out to the Golf Club of Texas. A great burger, head on out to the Golf Club of Texas. Everything you want, everything that you like is at the Golf Club of Texas. And look, you know exactly where it is. Right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90, whether it's for dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies. How about your next tournament? Go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best-tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
Football season is in full swing. Jason Minix here from the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It's November. Games matter, and you know they all matter when you're playing on Underdog, and it's certainly more exciting. And playing on Underdog is easy. Best place to get in on all the action. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas. Just go higher or lower on predicted stats. Passing yards, receiving yards. With Dak and a CeeDee Lamb at George Pickens, I'm always looking at the hires there. You can even go with some defensive stats like sacks for a Micah Parsons. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers. Presented by Just Spots. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's drop!
I see a tweet from R.J. Ochoa, and he's happy about something the Cowboys have done. I know it's a good thing, and he seems happy about the activity from yesterday. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason.
I'm going to guess RJ not happy with the activities we saw from the Cowboys on Monday night. But let's talk about what Jerry was able to do on Tuesday. RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line. You know, by law, we don't have to talk about the Monday night crap. So let's talk about how Jerry actually delivered on his words from Monday with a major trade on Tuesday.
Yeah, good for Jerry. He stirred the pot and then pointed to the pot having been stirred and full of soup or pozole or whatever strikes your fancy this time of year, I suppose. I think that the Cowboys are a massive team with a massive following, so you can find anybody acting like a dumbass on Facebook saying X, Y, or Z. But I think the majority of rational people feel and believe that this trade probably does very little to salvage 2025, just because nothing could salvage 2025. But this helps establish a legitimate future for them for the next two seasons, and therefore establishes a window with regards to what will probably be the final years of Dak Prescott's prime. We'll obviously see, but that's an exciting thing. They took a step forward. They finally, like in the Office episode where Michael Scott put on pants, they put on pants by making this trade.
They put on pants. Well, that was nice of them to put on pants, RJ. I appreciate that. I agree with you that this doesn't I'm not going to say it doesn't help this year because I think it will help the defense a little bit, but not enough to make any difference as far as a playoff run or anything like that. But I think with a Williams and even the linebacker Logan, I think it at least adds some pieces and helps some parts that they can then in turn, hopefully in the offseason, add some more pieces to that defense to make it at least a mid-level defense, if nothing else, instead of a bottom feeder.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. And look, nobody's going to turn down, a hypothetical where they pull this off and they rally and they make the playoffs. It goes without saying that the most optimistic way that this season is salvaged. And you're right. Look, they're going to be better. That bar's pretty low on defense moving forward. But again, I view this more than anything as an advanced first step with regards to construction on the 2026 team. If it happens to lead to success in 2025, so be it. But I think that you have no other choice but to look at it that way. If you are looking at it as, man, here they go, they're pushing all their chips in on 2025, I don't think you're being fair to reality on any level.
No, and again, I mean, maybe if you got a little slip at Circa with a win total bet, that could still be in play, maybe. But also, I think you do got to give Jerry and Steven and Will McClay a ton of credit for pulling off 2 trades. I know a lot of people yesterday that listen to this show, both Texans fans, upset that Houston didn't do anything. D'Amico Ryan said today that they tried to do several things that just didn't pan out. And how often have we heard executives say it's hard to pull off a trade? And, Jerry indicated there could be 3. He got 2 done. The fact that he got 2 done, give him credit because it's not easy. People are all over the place on compensation, whether it was a good or bad move by the Cowboys. Where do you stand, RJ Ochoa, on what they gave up yesterday, especially, well, really with just Williams, because, I mean, a 7th-round pick is what it is.
Yeah, the Logan Wilson trade in a vacuum is an A+, right? I mean, you're turning a throwaway pick into a serviceable veteran, and you have multiple years of team control over him. But I think that where people are tripping over themselves is they're merging this with the Micah Parsons trade. And I understand the need to do that. I understand I wrote an article looking at the net results. I don't believe that was the disposition that the team held. I don't believe that when the Cowboys traded Micah in August, they said, okay, this is step 1. Just wait till the first week in November and you're really going to see our grand results. I think that they are a team that has been rudderless. I told you both last week, and I used to say it on the morning huddle, they have operated without a singular North Star. And so if we establish that they have one finally and view the Quinnen Williams trade as the first kind of, packing up the tent and starting to hike that direction, I think that the fact that they didn't have to give up any of their first-round draft picks in 2026 is a huge win. And look, they had to give up their 2nd-round draft pick, and that sucks, but that's mitigated by the fact that they have multiple firsts. And I think that they'll probably, at least they would be wise to consider trading back with the 2nd of those first-round selections and turn it into more picks, especially because they don't have a 3rd-round selection by way of the George Pickens trade. Is it ideal that they had to officially declare that the better of their 2 first-round draft picks in 2027 will be one that goes to the Jets? No. But again, the plan, at least theoretically, is to be good next year. You don't want to bet against yourself. You can't bet against the Green Bay Packers. You can't control that. That's out of your control. So I think that what they did and what they paid is fair. This is a team, again, that has established a 2-year window now. And in that window, they have 3 first-round draft picks to help make everything come together.
Well, again, I give Jerry a lot of credit because I didn't think he was going to do anything when push came to shove. I lost a 12-pack of Flight by Yingling because of that. But just because they typically don't do that. I mean, the last time they did it was Amari Cooper, 8 years ago? Something like that. And so anyway, but I'm happy that the fact that the trades were made, that they weren't rentals. They weren't stuff just to give fans a glimmer of hope for this year, that it is something for the future. So I give Jerry Jones all the credit. And, RJ, the reason I say that is because I've seen so many people, even national pundits, saying, well, that this does him no good. And Quinnen Williams, his play has declined over, the last couple of years and this and that. And I'm like, can we just give Jerry a pat on the back and move on and enjoy our day?
Well, multiple things can be true, to be very clear here. Now, I agree with you that Jerry deserves credit for pulling something off, and whether it was the intention or not, something that helps them for the foreseeable future. I do absolutely believe that this was a desperate grasp for attention. I fully believe that the Cowboys and Jerry said we have to do something. They just couldn't help themselves. The fact that it helps their team may just have been a plus with regards to their true intentions. As far as the national media is concerned, it's obviously beneficial and fruitful to hate on the Cowboys and to bag on the Cowboys. And I think that too many national analysts, surprisingly, are taking the low-hanging fruit. Too many people are saying, well, this doesn't make sense because you traded away Micah Parsons. Hell yeah, we know it doesn't make sense. Like, welcome to Looney Tunes. Like the Tasmanian Devil's in the corner. Daffy shines your shoes on the way in. Like, we all understand that nothing about where we are makes sense. When you're this far down the rabbit hole, you have said goodbye to reality, logic, and reason many moons ago. So understanding that that's the case and looking at a vacuum, it's a fine trade. But yeah, if you look at the Micah of it all, and especially the Sauce Gardner trade and him going for similar compensation, it's very easy to say, well, they didn't have a plan. Yeah, no crap, they didn't have a plan. That's been their problem for a very long time now.
Very, very true. RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. We still have to play out the rest of this season. And my expectation for the defense is, well, they suck, so there isn't one, right? My expectation for this offense is they've got to go score 40 points a game for the Cowboys to have a chance. The last 2 weeks, the offense has been awful. Monday night, it was awful against a Cardinals team that, quite frankly, how did they not score 40 points? What is going on with this Dallas Cowboys offense?
I think we've all been in situations where we've had to get creative, right? Like, Jason's one of the best grillers I know, maybe the best. Joe's one of the best selector of cereals I know, maybe the best. And sometimes people in situations like that do their best work when ingredients are shy, and you have to get creative. And I think we saw the offense at its peak in that sense when CeeDee Lamb was out, right? Because CeeDee's out, you got to work harder, you got to get craftier, you got to think a little bit outside the box. And I think that things become, they get a little bit on autopilot when it's a matter of, well, dude, we've got CeeDee, we've got George, we've got Jake Ferguson, Cooper Beebe's back in this game. He's so good that Jerry and Steven are still calling him Tyler Badass. And we've got everything working our way here that we don't even have to really try that hard. And so I think you can lump it up into a little bit of complacency. I think you can also acknowledge that they had some moments where they got shook early in both those games. The first possession against Denver after the Bo Nix interception, having to settle for a field goal when it looked like a touchdown was going to happen, and then outright going for it against Arizona and getting no points. And they are an offense that has to punch from ahead and maybe a little bit of a front runner in that respect. And so you've got to be willing to do things that aren't just the first 15 plays that you scripted, and you have to do more than just rely on your superstars to be great. You have to coach things up, and I don't think that Brian Schottenheimer did the best job of that the last 2 weeks.
That I agree with. Jake Ferguson hasn't played well the last couple of games. What I didn't like the other night, and tell me if you noticed this too, CeeDee Lamb seemed lazy on a couple of passes where he could have helped his quarterback out, and he didn't come back for the football. He just stood there and waited on it. He knows better than that, and it gave the defender an opportunity to break those passes up. That concerns me a little bit because those are just effort plays, and I didn't like the way CeeDee performed in those two instances that I know about.
I think you can say that was the case for the entire team on Monday night. Monday felt very heavy for the Cowboys. And look, none of what I'm about to say justifies a lack of effort. I want to be very clear here. But Jerry going on Stephen A's Sirius show, wherever it was, and saying, we have a trade. I mean, the whole thing felt – I'm not a WWE fan, and that's not a knock on it, but it felt very WWE-like. It felt so – Dallas Cowboys, and it felt like the ringmaster just, saying, we've got two bearded ladies here tonight, everybody, and everybody wanting to be a part of the show. And so I think that they just kind of played with that heaviness, and that was exemplified in the lack of effort. And again, you can certainly say, hey, we're paying you this much, we expect this much, you have to find a way. Sorry, the owner acts the way that he does, whatever. But I do imagine that we'll see a more motivated team when they return on Monday Night Football, because they'll have had boost that comes with this trade and the boost of a belief and everything that's been so heavy hanging over them really since the Micah trade. This is their first opportunity to kind of take a break and get away from the whole circus. I think they'll come out of things refreshed, and we'll see the effort pick up in that sense.
You know, as we talk about that with RJ Ochoa from logintheboys.com, it might all of that. But most of those guys are used to life as a Dallas Cowboy, so the circus is the circus, right? And I look at that game, and I know it's November, but must win because you win that game, you're what, 4-4-1, and you're right in the thick of things to still keep your playoff hopes alive. After you've seen Jaden Daniels get hurt, he's out for the season. Cam Scadaboo out for the season. The Giants for a minute looked like they could end up being a play. Now they're not. Like things were breaking their way had they won. With the loss, you feel like you got to run the table to give yourself a shot, and we all know they aren't going to run the table. Yeah, and I could see them getting 4 wins, maybe 5 wins, giving us enough hope where, those final 2 weeks, can they, and what's going to happen, right? I mean, I just felt like that game, they had to know that as well, and they come out and they lay an egg like a real playoff game, because that's what they do when the real playoffs roll around.
I think that's really well said, and I do think that they will show some sort of rally. It's difficult to not draw comparisons to 2018 when they traded for for Amari, as Joe mentioned. At the time of that trade, they were 3-4. They had just lost to Washington, and then they came out and actually lost their first game with him. That was Jason Witten's return as a broadcaster, a career that went very well for him. And they fell to 3-5 and then ripped off 5 wins in a row, including wins at Philadelphia, at Atlanta, when the Falcons were still rocking and rolling. And obviously the Eagles were defending Super Bowl champions at that particular point in time. I'm saying that that's happening right now. And the Eagles are 6-2 right now, which is an important factor with regards to winning the division. But this team, I think we all know, is destined to finish 8-1. Like they're going to finish an even Steven 500. And I know that you all might be thinking, how are they going to get 5 more wins? They're going to play Washington once more. They're going to play New York once more. That's 2. They're probably going to beat the Raiders. They're already early, odds have them as 3.5-point favorites. Now we're up to 6. You got to find 2 somewhere else. I think we all thought they'd split the series with the Eagles when the season began. Let's say that happened. I recognize that now we're having to stretch a little bit there. Could they beat the Vikings? Could they beat the Chargers? Could they beat both of those teams? I don't know. They'd probably lose to both the Lions or Chiefs. Like, my point is, it isn't the most inconceivable thing ever to see them winning 8 games. And that's what it feels like. It feels like they're going to have a resurgent second half of the season. And then the entire offseason is going to be a discussion of hope and cope and look how we rallied after the trades. Even if they don't sneak into the playoffs as a wild card, whatever the case may be, now we've got these guys, we've got these multiple first-round draft picks, and that's going to be the energy that gets us into 2000.
My problem with that, RJ, is my slip from Circa Las Vegas that I got there in August is over 8.5 wins, and you got to 8. I need 1 more. Can you find me 1 more win in there so I can cash that and pay rent this month?
Well,
I'm kidding. It's not that much.
Well, this is the way that things get crazy because for the most part, I know that people think that Cowboys fans act ridiculous, but there are those people who wear the foam, cowboy hats and whatnot. If you want to wake those dudes up, I mean, I think we all think they'll beat the Raiders, right? And I think that, you don't have to squint very hard to see them beating the Eagles.
I thought they were going to beat Arizona. So I don't know.
Well,
I'm not going to give you the Raiders just yet. Okay, go ahead.
But let's say they beat the Raiders, and let's say they do beat the Eagles. They're at home, whatever. Again, it's a little bit difficult to ask right now, but it's happened before. So now they're 5-1, and they come home or stay home rather to host the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day. Imagine that Black Friday. If they were to the Chiefs and get north of 500, they'd be riding a 3-game winning streak. We would not be able to hold the foam hat dudes down. I mean, they would be them boysing their way all through the holiday season, and then they'd get destroyed by the Lions on Thursday Night Football and bring everybody back down
here. That's a perfect Cowboy scenario, if I've ever heard one.
It's happening.
The foam hat guys.
Those guys, yeah.
Look, hey, everybody needs that group of people in their walk of life. Ours is Cowboys fans, and we've got those guys, and good for them. I couldn't really – I could barely handle the Yoshi hat that I was wearing last week when I was trick-or-treating with my son. So it's not an easy thing to do, I should say.
One more question, RJ, because I heard Jerry say it again yesterday about DeMarvion Overshown. I heard Shotty say that he expects Overshown and Ravel both to be playing ball against the Raiders. I'm a little concerned about both of those guys and the expectations that maybe not Cowboy fans, but Jerry and company have put on those guys. And I'm having a hard time seeing it.
I think that's very fair, and I do think it will translate to fans because those foam hat-wearing dudes, they're the ones that are hearing Jerry say, Overshown's going to save us. And so when he comes back from this devastating injury and isn't Superman, they're going to say, this dude sucks. Why are you saying so awesome? And so Overshown and Ravel are going to be the ones who have to pay the price for those sins. That's the Cowboy way, right? Is we're going to depend on our superstars. We're going to make sure that you get treated that way. But, you know, there is another side to that coin. And if Overshown plays well, if Ravel plays well, all the more power. They're both coming back from serious injuries, to be very clear here. And Ravel has not played ever in the NFL. Overshown has barely played in the NFL. And we act like it's just a lock that they're going to come in and be significant contributors. But that does speak to how quickly things can change. Because you're talking about a second half of a season that's going to feature Logan Wilson, Quinnen Williams, DeMarvion Overshown, Savon Ravel, dudes who were not a factor literally throughout the first half of the campaign.
RJ, all that great memorabilia on the shelf there is behind you. How many foam hats are in your office right now?
I don't think I've ever had a foam hat. I've definitely had foam fingers in some. I know I got one at a Super Bowl with y'all, like with the credit card.
Yeah, that's a Visa one. I mean, the Cowboys foam hat. Now, I don't believe that you don't have one. I got to believe there's a foam hat in there somewhere.
I actually, Jason knows I used to work at a Cowboys pro shop. I used to hate when people would buy them because they didn't fit in the bag. It was very awkward and clunky to try to, process it and everything. Also, it didn't have a label. There was a special book that had a label for it because the stickers wouldn't stick to it. So maybe I'm realizing right now I've just got a prejudice against these hats from my own personal experience.
I think that's it. Although I wouldn't wear a foam hat either, RJ.
I just don't believe that you don't have one. You might have hated selling them. When we first met when you were working over at Fans United way back in the day. But the reality is, you've got one. You probably saw those come in, modeled them. These are cool, and, took a couple home.
I've had a beanie before that is kind of like a helmet. That's the furthest I've gone. Like that's the farthest I can walk with you on that. But again,
somebody out there is going to find a foam hat and send it to you.
Imagine getting in the car with that on. I mean, what does that process look like? I mean, I want to know. That would be very difficult. Imagine going to the bathroom, standing in line for the urinal, and you're wearing that thing. You're behind the guy, and he's turning, he's checking the phone, and he's bumping it into you. That would suck.
It sucks sitting behind a guy in the foam hat, too,
well,
but they are.
Do they let you wear a foam hat in the stadium? Because, they've banned sombreros here at the Frost Bank Center.
Well, that's just for that one guy, apparently.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's true.
That's not foam. It's a very different thing. The materials matter, Joe.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if it's a sponsored foam hat or not.
I just want to see the damn game, and if I'm sitting behind either one of those dudes, I'm screwed.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we have raised awareness to this. You know what I mean? Because I think the next person who's considering wearing something to a Spurs game or a Cowboys game, just be considerate. The best sign I've ever seen that someone ever held up said, "The guy behind me can't see." So just think about that guy when you're wearing one of those instructions.
Although an idea for Jerry to make money, and let's put it all out there because in the Ethernet because he's gonna come up with this because he got fined a lot of money for a couple of real fingers, half a peace sign, couple of half a peace signs in New York. They sell the foam finger number ones, but should they sell to help Jerry pay that fine a couple of foam fingers with the other finger?
That's true, and that game was against the Jets, so
yes.
Maybe it was an anticipation of we're about to take your guy, Quinnen Williams. Watch out.
Birds up.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff.
I said Jason's the best driller I know. Joe's the best cereal picker. You guys should combine those strengths. So Joe should pick a cereal that Jason has to grill something in connection to. That's y'all's episode of Chopped.
Well, I tell you what we'll do.
Smoky frosted flakes.
I'll make breakfast.
That sounds awesome.
Minix can make lunch. How about that? That's a good combo.
I will accept that. That's good to go.
Smoky? What kind of cereal?
Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries.
Is that you still eat that after the Spence experience?
Well, as long as I know Spence isn't around, yes, I do.
I like to imagine Joe eating Captain Crunch when he's bored at home.
Oh, it's great without milk. You can eat that either
Oh,
way.
what a psycho. What
Either
a
way.
weirdo. Get out of here.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. We'll talk to you next week, my friend. RJ Ochoa and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Jason, there is justice in this world. Justice, I say.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you do the Mile High Club thing in an airplane does not mean you are going to have charges pressed against you. Justice has prevailed. We will explain when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 410 with the Blitz.
The Houston Texans have officially ruled out quarterback C.J. Stroud for this Sunday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stroud suffered a concussion in the Texans' loss to the Denver Broncos last week. And, of course, last night, the highly anticipated votes on Props A and B finished with both passing. Prop A passed with nearly 56%, while Prop B on the Spurs' new arena passed with just over 52%. On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, and I have a feeling that you are after the news we got last night. The vote has passed, and the Spurs Arena is a go, at least we think it is. Anyway.
Well, it's a go. I mean, because the city portion doesn't need a vote, so feels like the hurdle was crossed last night. Now we got to learn what next steps are. We'll get some info on that coming up at around 4:30 when District 10 Councilman Mark Whyte joins us here on the Blitz.
Yes, looking forward to that. He'll answer some questions that I certainly have, and maybe some of you have as well, as to what we do now. That hurdle has jumped, and what happens next when it comes to this arena project. But I'm very happy that the vote turned out last night the way that it did. And pat yourself on the back, everybody that voted for this thing, went out and took the time to vote. Buy yourself a beer.
Absolutely.
Cheers yourself.
Absolutely. Getting to the polls, that might be the biggest surprise. The voter turnout was incredible, even though it was only 20%, which sounds pathetic. But for what we normally get, that was incredible. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Joe, what day is it, Joe?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Appropriate for this next story because, well, we all know about the Mile High Club, right? And, but you can get in trouble if you get caught. And a couple did, in fact, get caught, allegedly, doing what you do to join the Mile High Club. Here's the problem that they're running into. It's a win right now for this couple. They were on a JetBlue flight, and states have no jurisdiction. So, and granted, there were kids on the plane, 2 children, and so, you know, the mother of the 2 kids complained to the flight attendants because she saw.
What the hell's the matter with her? Because she wasn't involved?
I mean, according to the report, quote, the flight attendant claims that they found her, quote, making up and down movements with her head face down in the dude's lap. Not that pledge. And so I guess we're going from New York to Florida. Plane lands. They get arrested in Florida. And Florida's like, we don't have jurisdiction.
No, and we found out that's federal jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the feds.
Well, so these people, while right now they've gotten off lucky, if you will, because state prosecutors say they won't touch this case, they are referring it to federal authorities. So we'll see. I don't know who has jurisdiction. So, you know, texted our buddy Eric, who owns Encore Jet, the private jet company, and he said, you know, it's federal because states have no jurisdiction with air carriers. And I was like, what's the punishment? Probably a fine.
Well, probably. Here's the problem that I have with it. I have no problem with the Mile High Club if that's what you want to do. Go in the bathroom. Don't be giving somebody a BJ there in the seat.
Was there a blanket involved?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Well,
no, apparently not. If the flight attendant said she saw woman's head going up and down,
that could be underneath the blanket.
Well, that could just be the dude servicing himself.
I mean, well, depends on where. No, not with her head in the lap. I mean, but again, you know,
if there's a blanket involved, how do you know there's a head involved? Unless you see said head going up and down.
Sometimes I wonder how you have 5 children.
I'm just saying.
You realize if you're on a plane and she's covered up with a blanket, you can still see her body there. Like you can see what's going on underneath the blanket, know what's going on without seeing anything.
I'm just saying that to me, that's what's wrong with this. And they
you
should
didn't get a clear view?
Well, no, they should be in the bathroom. I think if you're going to do a Mile High Club, you do that.
Well, with what they were obviously doing, does that count as joining the Mile High Club?
I would say no. That's not a Mile High Club. I think you got to go all the way.
You got to get into the end zone.
You got to get into. Right. It's got to be. You can't
settle for a field goal.
It's got to be a road win.
Yes. Well,
on the road.
Again, it's in the air though.
Yeah, but you're not at home.
But what you're saying is going to the bathroom, and it's got to be full on, not
yes.
just,
I mean, that to me
defining
is just,
what is.
Boy, that hooker just
no
me every
pledge,
day.
although,
I'm
well,
just
you guys
saying.
know I ride high, and I get up high. I go to bed high.
I got an issue with that. That's all right. But just go in the bathroom. And you can still do that in the bathroom, I would assume. Maybe a little easier than going all the way. Although bathrooms are small,
That's
man.
what I'm saying. I mean, first off, who wants to have sex in a bathroom anyway? I mean, we're not talking about a porta potty at Oyster Bake, but it ain't far off from that, especially if Mark Schlereth has been in there.
Oh my gosh. I just give them a fine. I mean, come on. Plus, it's JetBlue. I mean, the airline might have charged them extra for that.
If they could have found a way.
Probably.
Again, that's probably why they didn't have a blanket. They didn't want to pay the extra.
Oh.
What are you laughing at?
Well, Gilbert P. on our San Antonio Sports Star, this YouTube page says he wants to know what the Mile High Club is because he's in line picking up his kids from school. And maybe they said, Daddy, what's the Mile High Club?
Well, kids, the Mile High Club is when you get on the airplane and the pilot gives you those wings.
That's it. Used to be a time you could actually go inside the cockpit and
take a picture,
visit with the pilots.
Yeah.
And Red Panda was
we're
officially
back to Red, are we?
She was back last night in Chicago wearing a Jordan jersey and all and killed it.
Well, of course she's wearing Jordan if she's...
She killed it, though.
Did she?
I watched highlights.
Did you?
Yes. She was fantastic. Back to her old self. That broken wrist, no problem.
Well, again, appreciate her getting back on that unicycle and doing what she does. Injury be damned.
Exactly.
I mean, is there a 30 for 30?
Well,
when will there be a 30 for 30?
There should be.
Do we get a road to recovery for Red Panda?
Well, because I saw they had in the story I read had the original accident where she falls off the unicorn and breaks her wrist. The unicycle.
You got that too. I was thinking, what did he just say?
Oh my gosh.
So she's riding a unicorn, huh?
I mean, her act has really changed. I didn't see the highlights, but I mean,
you know what I forgot about Red Panda?
What?
It takes forever for her to do a thing, one deal, because she's got to set up all the plates on her leg, and just the right way, and then
how long is
flip
halftime?
them up.
How long is halftime?
10 minutes.
Right. And what does she got to fill? She needs an 8-minute routine.
I don't know what she's
I mean,
got.
if they said, we got 4 minutes, guess what? She'd probably do it faster. But her job is to get out there and perform for 8 or 10 minutes of the halftime.
It always seemed much more exciting when I was watching it live than when I watched it today on the.
It's because you were bored. Today you weren't bored.
No, but I wanted to see Red Panda. You know how many times I've probably seen that lady perform?
More so than that stripper in Wichita.
I don't know which one's more impressive, though. I'm just
a
saying.
One-armed stripper?
One-armed stripper or a red panda.
Recovering from a broken wrist.
Exactly.
I mean, why wasn't she out there doing her thing while casted up? That would have been talent.
That would have been good. I was very happy she's back. And I know all NBA fans are happy about that.
Wow. We're educating people today.
Somebody know who Red Panda is?
No, the Mile High Club.
Oh, another one?
And I'm really disappointed because old Navy buddy of mine, O'Brien, who lives up in New Jersey and listens every day, his wife just texted me. Brian really just said, "What's the Mile High Club?" And she, with the facepalm emoji, I got 3 of them.
She's wait a minute.
And that's Michelle's fault. That's your fault Brian doesn't know.
Now, wait a second. She's got 3 what?
Facepalm emojis.
Oh. I thought she had 3 Mile High Club experiences. I was wondering.
Like, I don't know what she did before she met Brian.
I had no idea.
I mean, the fact that she has not educated her husband is on her. Although, I mean, if she's just now figuring out that she married an idiot, that's on her too.
Oh, my goodness.
Good
Well, I
Lord.
thought everybody knew what that was.
Well, so
really
did I. Except for Gilbert's kids. And I don't know how Gilbert's kids are, but, man, next time you get on a plane, ask the pilot that you want to be in the Mile High Club and can you get those wings?
If, better yet, have your kids go ask them.
Well, that's what I mean, the kids, not the dad.
Oh, okay.
No, have the kids. You know, a little 7-year-old asking the pilot, "Hey, Mr. Pilot, man, I'm joining the Mile High Club. I get a set of wings, right? What else do the pilots give you?"
I don't think Gilbert's kids were in there, so I think it was just him wanting to know. And that's what we do on the show. We educate folks.
It's an educational program.
Educational program.
Really disappointed in Michelle. Really disappointed. For a variety of reasons.
Well. Should we talk sports now? Although that could be considered a sport.
Well,
it
is a sport. I mean, there's a scoreboard.
Well, and I mean,
there is a club.
The positions you have to get into to do that, I mean, take some athletic ability.
And they all have numbers. So, I mean.
I'm telling you, unbelievable. The college football playoff poll came out, and as usual, there is some issues with that thing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Do you think Notre Dame?
Here we go. Get
off my lawn. Takes these pollsters in the back bedroom or in a Mile High Club, and that's how they're always relevant, even when they're not relevant. I'm not sure. We're talking about the college football playoff poll. We continue here on the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, it is Wednesday. That means steak night out at the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road, plus Spurs and Lakers tonight. Second game of an NBA doubleheader. So head over to the Roo Pub there because there's no better place to watch any big game, any big event than at the Roo Pub with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and like I said, steak night tonight at the Roo. Starting at 6 until sellout, 12-ounce ribeye, your salad potato, $19.95. You can't beat that deal, and I can tell you, it is one hell of a steak. Of course, the Roo Pub has all the beers you want and a full bar. The Game Room has the best darts area in town and indoor cornhole. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
At Frost, we go above and beyond with our services, like getting to know our customers by name, offering 24/7 real human phone support, and always keeping a supply of treats for our 4-legged friends. You know, the little things. Like when a customer was out of town before a hurricane and their Frost banker drove all the way to Corpus Christi to tie their boat down. We couldn't make that up if we tried. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You know, I make decisions every day, but the easiest ones I've been making for the last several weeks are Dak Prescott. The more Dak is riding the wave, and I've been with him on Prize Picks, and being right can get you paid, especially when you're doing it on the weekly. Prize Picks has everything you need to have some fun on all your favorite games. If you like winning, you like to know what you're doing, Prize Picks is your answer because you can do the research and you can go out and win, and it's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players, and you can get up to 2,000x on your money if you pick right. Now, they offer stacks is what I love, and you can pick the same player in up to 3 different venues and play them in the same lineup, and you can only find this at Prize Picks. That's why I go there every day. You want to know another reason? Alamo. Remember the code Alamo, and you get $50 in lineups if you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Car wreck? What happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows you deserve to get compensated for your injuries. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
What a beautiful day it is, man. I tell you what, I just walked out in the sales area, and as I walked by that window, gorgeous day. Gorgeous.
It is.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing because part of our building is like off limits right now because they're painting. So the bathroom is on the other side, and there's a big window there.
Right. And so I can't go to the bathroom I normally go to. I got to go to the executive one.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they're too happy about that, the suits out there.
No.
But what they're see, you have to understand here at the radio station, the walls are, well, they're multicolored. And so it's well, I think they're doing away with the multicolored walls.
Look, there is the idea behind if you've ever been to our building, and whoever thought of this many years ago and whatever they might have been on, but it's as if a Cascarone got broken over the building, so all the walls are various bright colors. Like there's a green wall over there. There's a baby poop yellow wall in the hallway.
Yep.
And if those all go away, I'd be happy.
There's orange walls.
Yeah, there's orange. There's
I mean,
red.
it is multicolored.
It looks like confetti.
I guess. I never thought of it that way, but I guess that makes sense.
Well, I was here when they did it, and we're like, what the hell are we doing? And that was the idea.
Well, I think.
Have you noticed, because I know your awareness level is small. Have you noticed all the like framed things on the wall are Fiesta posters from many, many, many different years?
I come to think of it, I guess they are.
There you go.
Okay, well.
There you go.
Well, Fiesta's going away.
The colors station. Here. Fiesta's
apparently.
Not. But yeah. Hey, real quick. And I don't know if he wants me to do this because he hasn't responded yet, but he's got a squirrel in his attic, so he's got other issues. Oh, A.J. Hoffman just sent our group text wanting to know for recommendations to get a squirrel out of his attic.
Now, how does he know it's a squirrel up there?
He's got something in his attic, but I mean, look.
Is it not a rat?
No. But, I mean, look, lots of people get squirrels in their attic because you got trees up next to the house. Squirrel gets in, and you get a squirrel. But apparently whoever he originally called wants $2,300 to get the squirrel out.
To get a squirrel out.
Vic's like, I got a BB gun.
No kidding.
I mean, But if Pledge said, put your dog in the attic. I mean,
the dog.
I mean,
yeah, you can't do that.
Well, I mean,
it's a hunter.
Well, dude, you know what attics? There's just I don't know how your attic is, but my attic, there's just a small space for storage, and all the Christmas stuff is up there, and then it's nothing but insulation.
So
the dog would go right to the ceiling.
Absolutely, but it's Pledge who just became a homeowner.
You act like I've seen my attic.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you even been up in your attic yet?
I don't even know if I have an attic.
You've got an attic.
Got it.
I'm sure
Everybody's
I
got an attic,
right? But if you guys have any suggestions for AJ Hoffman to get a squirrel or varmint out of his attic, put it in our YouTube chat or tweet us. What is AJ's Twitter?
At AJ is the real.
There you go. Or at Joe Reinigle 210, at Jason Minix.
Why didn't he sick the cat on it?
The cat's dead.
I mean, Pledge, I understand where you're going with. I don't think he wants a brawl or these things chasing everything around the attic. That's just going to create more chaos, right? Fred says can't be done for more than $350 to $400.
Right, can't be more than that.
Well, I mean
20. Somebody's seeing AJ coming.
See, Eric Doyle just sent me a message. Throw a cat up there and see what happens. Now, I'm all for it. It's AJ's attic, not mine. But if anybody has, if you're a pest guy, you're a squirrel remover guy.
Well, Rocco here on our YouTube page says put peppermint oil Willamette, and it said the rodent will leave really quick. So you just put something up there that stinks.
Yeah.
And the thing's going to leave.
Although, I mean, look, squirrels will do a lot of damage. I've dealt with a squirrel in the attic before. and you know, I found out, like, stuff stopped not working because he chewed through all the lines.
Yeah, well, it's probably AJ up there because he's squirrely, and the wife's complaining, and he said, honey, there's a squirrel up there.
It's AJ. He might want soup. That dude eats a lot of weird stuff. See, and that's why you might want to catch it humanely so he can eat it. Well, I mean, David Wayman says, how does 94.1 not have any pest control sponsors? That's a great idea. If you're a pest control company and you need to sponsor because we all have stuff like this, let us know, and we'd be glad to have you sponsoring. Last night, the first college football poll story. And before we get to, where A&M is and some that think A&M was screwed, Boston College obviously didn't make it. Boston College is having a great season. Bill O'Brien, I couldn't be happier for the guy, and he is just peachy this time of year.
Coach, wondering, do you have a message for the fans? Obviously losing to Notre Dame Catholic school rival, 1-8 now in the season BC. I've heard from a lot of fans. They're just really
I'm really glad. I'm glad you're down. I'm not down. Nobody's down. We're fighting. We're competing. It's the second year of this program, Mike. You always come in here with these down questions. Like, you show up like once a month or something like that. You come in here with these down questions. I'm not down. I don't know what year you graduated from BC, but this is a program that we're building. Okay. Nobody here's down. We're positive. We're going to show up and play our asses off against SMU. You can go out there in your dark, clouded world or whatever it is and do what you want to do. We're not down. The sun is up, and we're fighting. That's my message to the fans. What's up, Trevor?
What's up, man? I mean, look. I mean, we know what we're dealing with right now with Jeff Traylor.
Donkey.
The way he complains about JJ and Greg at times. I mean, every coach gets it.
Well, I mean, come on. You're 1-8.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I'm sorry. The sky is not rosy and everything's looking great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're building.
But listen to Bill O'Brien. I mean, the sky's not rosy, but it ain't falling either.
Coach, wondering, do you have a message
Love
for the
this.
fans? Obviously losing to Notre Dame Catholic school rival, 1-8 now in the season BC. I've heard from a lot of fans. They're just really
I'm really glad. I'm glad you're down. I'm not down. Nobody's down. We're fighting. We're competing. It's the second year of this program, Mike. You always come in here with these down questions. Like, you show up like once a month or something like that. You come in here with these down questions. I'm not down. I don't know what year you graduated from BC, but this is a program that we're building. Okay. Nobody here's down. We're positive. We're going to show up and play our asses off against SMU. You can go out
Get your
there in your
ass
dark,
kicked.
clouded world or whatever it is and do what you want to do. We're not down. The sun is up, and we're fighting. That's my message to the fans. What's up, Trevor?
What's up, Trevor?
See, I have a problem. This is the second year of his program.
Well, he said that.
And he's 1-8.
He's 1-8.
Yeah.
It's year 2.
Yeah, okay, and?
It takes time.
No, it doesn't. Not in these day and times.
Well, I mean,
not.
look, I'm sure at some point he was going to say, to the fan, we need more money.
Bill O'Brien is a donkey. All right? I mean, it's just that simple. Guy traded away one of the best wide receivers to ever play in the National Football League for a bag of chips.
And a diet soda.
And destroyed the Houston Texans.
Yep.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
He's
yeah,
that guy. He deserves to be 1-8. I wonder who he beat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that team that UTSA is playing in basketball tonight.
What is the name of the team that they're playing tonight?
Oh,
the College of Biblical Studies or something?
Yeah, it is that. It is. I deleted it because it was on my Sports Center. I'm not.
Hold on, I've got it.
It's their opener tonight. College of Biblical Studies something.
UTSA Brewers open up their season against the College of Biblical Studies Ambassadors.
Ambassadors.
What is that?
That screams powerhouse of college basketball.
Hey, man, Austin Clunch, you better win this game.
No kidding.
Tip off at 6 at the Convocation Center.
I'm sure
a
the
home game?
Convo's going to be rocking tonight. Well, you think they're going to go to the Biblical Studies College? I mean, oh, my gosh. Oh.
What is their mascot?
The Ambassadors?
Is that I thought you said and ambassadors.
No, it's just the College of Biblical Studies Ambassadors. I think the Ambassadors is their...
So they're the CBS Ambassadors? Sounds like somebody that gives tours at the CBS studios in L.A.
I saw that going, wow. Woo! That'll get you ready for the season.
Hey, look, man.
Located in Houston, Texas.
They need a win. They need a win.
Well, I guess so.
I mean,
I don't know what kind of program they're going to have this year. That just seems like a.
I got it.
Good luck, UTSA. You're going to need it tonight. I didn't even know they would have a basketball team. That's the craziest damn thing I've ever heard of.
Really? Hang on. I gotta check something real quick on ESPN. Yep. It's a no logo school on the ESPN scoreboard page. In the American tonight, Temple is taking on Delaware State. UTSA College of Biblical Stud, and then ... because they couldn't even get studies in there. So actually, if you look at ESPN, it's College of Biblical Stud.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's just down the street from the Houston Flea Market.
Okay.
There's.
Do they have a football team?
No, but there's not even a line. Like Temple, Delaware State, Temple's favored by 17.5.
Well, of course there's not a line.
UTSA, they offer roster stat schedule. For the College of Biblical Studs, they've got nothing.
Well, this might be the team that the Tube Trotters, when I was at Ken's TV, played, and they came out as nuns. Maybe that's who they're playing tonight. And that team was good, all right?
I'm on their website looking at their athletics page. The CBS Royal Ambassadors Booster Club.
Wow.
Their mascot is the Ambassadors. According to ESPN's matchup predictor, UTSA has a 99% chance of winning tonight.
They better win.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but there's that 1% chance for the Ambassadors.
That's why they're coming in. You're saying there's a chance.
All right, now, hang on. The Biblical Studies last 5 games. I apologize to Bob Ballou. Let's see. They played at Rice last night. They lost 109-38.
Basketball powerhouse.
Dude, and they're playing a back-to-back?
Well, no, they played on 11-3-25 as well against, I think, Prairie View.
3 in a row they're playing?
They lost 95-48. You go back to last December, and I don't know if they just quit at the new year or not, because 12-30-24, they played Grambling, lost 100-55. On 12-28-24, they played Texas Southern, lost 103-68. And on 12/21/24, they played UT Rio Grande Valley and lost 106-56.
Huh. Well, that was a tight one.
I mean,
dude, I don't know about you, but if I'm Austin Clutch, I'm a little nervous tonight. Are you not? I mean,
if you don't win by 50, you have failed.
Can you imagine the pressure that they're under over there at UTSA today? Holy cow.
I mean, it's
unbelievable.
A little embarrassing.
A little bit embarrassing, but we'll let you know how that goes.
Nah,
Hey, they're 1-2 on the season.
Who did they beat?
They lost to Houston Tilliston, Dillard University. They beat Paul Quinn College.
Who did?
The CBS.
Dude, I'm looking at their last 5 on ESPN. I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking at their
How did they
roster
play 5
on
games
their
already?
website.
Yeah, I don't know, Pledge. I mean, ESPN could be wrong. It almost doesn't even feel like a real school.
Well, you know what is a real school? The Texas Longhorns, University of Texas, up there in Austin. Arch Manning had his best game as a Longhorn. Let's talk to Bob Ballou from KEYE Sports. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro, especially if you need caps made. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. If you need uniforms done, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. If you just need your logo on a nice golf shirt, fishing shirt, dress shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. He is now also carrying a full line of Tommy Bahama. So if you want your logo on a nice Tommy Bahama golf shirt, quarter zip jacket, Sam will get you taken care of. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410 across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all.
George gets justice. The holidays should bring warmth and family together, not an unexpected trip to the hospital after being hit by a careless driver. If this happens this holiday season, you need to get George. George Salinas Injury Lawyers handle everything, so you can focus on what really matters, being with the people you love. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 15th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers. Presented by Just Spots. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You think the University of Texas has ever played against the College of Biblical Studies?
No.
The Ambassadors?
No.
Just checking. I wonder how they would do against that team.
914-12.
Probably right. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
Although that Longhorn basketball team in action tonight, maybe we get to that with our Longhorn insider, Bob Ballou from KEYE Television and the Stampede Podcast, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. But we're going to start with football, and Arch joked about it. Maybe the concussion helped. He played his best game of the year, really.
Who did you say did Texas play?
Well, so UTSA basketball opens their season tonight at home against the College of Biblical Studies, the Ambassadors out of Houston. Now, according to ESPN, and this is a team that's playing 3 in a row. But their last games, they lost to Rice yesterday, 109-38. They lost to Prairie View on the 3rd, 95-48.
I think that we're getting in Bethesda territory, down 72-0 last night. I don't know if you guys got to see that game.
No, I missed that, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were down. There was a women's college basketball game against Cal State Northridge. They were up 72-0 in the third quarter, and went on to win 103-13.
I'm just saying
this stuff happens.
the pressure's on UTSA tonight. I mean, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
They lose this game tonight, they're in trouble.
I mean, but there's a chance. The ESPN predictor has UTSA as just a 99% chance of winning this one.
What's the line?
They didn't even give a line.
We need to make up one, and then you need to do something with your listeners on whatever that line is. Can they beat it? I mean, I go back to think about
46 and a half.
The way over that. It's got to be way higher than that. If
I would think so.
Just beat them by 60. Remember in 1906 when Texas beat the 26th Infantry in football? Remember
I kind of remember seeing that on Zapruder film. No.
In 26 and 27, they beat Southwest Oklahoma Teachers. So, I mean, everybody plays somebody.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Got to play somebody.
And Bob might just be making stuff up, and nobody's going to fact check
Nobody
him.
would know.
No, I absolutely pulled that up because as soon as I heard you say that, I was like, I know Texas football's played some ridiculous schools too. So
Well, I mean, it's there, and typically Vanderbilt would be on that list, although Vanderbilt is turned into a program, and that was an impressive win. Now, three solid quarters, and they hung on in the fourth, but what were your overall takeaways of what you saw Saturday morning?
Yeah, I think that's more of what maybe this is all of where Sark is figuring some things out of what he can do with his team. And I think he figured a little bit out that second half against Mississippi State when they had that comeback, and then obviously the way they played in the first three quarters against Vanderbilt was really impressive. It's kind of one of the, I don't know, there's some interesting things to take away from it. I think, Sark even said after the game, we got way too caught up in the officiating down the stretch. And there were probably 8 calls in the fourth quarter that you could point to where Sark either turned him into the league office or had some serious questions about him because they made some very interesting calls in that fourth quarter that all went against Texas.
Like a 2-point conversion that wasn't even close.
What are we doing? I mean, there were a lot of them. I mean, there were holding penalties. On Diego Pavia's 25-yard touchdown run, one of their offensive linemen tackled Lance Jackson. I mean, it was just like there's just stuff that you're like, how do you get away with this? But in the end, it doesn't matter. They won the game. They looked better. They looked more like the team I think we thought we'd see. They're starting to figure things out offensively. Obviously, the move from Cole Hudson got hurt, and they put Connor Robertson at center. And while that didn't go great with the combination of Robertson and Nick Brooks or Robertson and Connor Stroh, when Cole Hudson came back, they moved Cole Hudson to guard, and that has basically solidified their line. And they've been really – I'm not going to say like they're an elite offensive line or anything. They've been really good since then. And, it's a step. It's another step. And Arch is starting to figure some things out in the short passing game, which is going to open things up for him to be able to throw deep. Instead of having to just sit in the pocket with them knowing he's going to throw deep, if you throw these short passes – obviously, the ones they were throwing out to the perimeter, Vanderbilt couldn't stop early. They just didn't have the speed. They didn't have anything to keep up with Texas. And then once they figured that part out, it allowed Arch to stay in the pocket a little more time. And those are all the things that I think they've been trying to figure out how to get to that point. Still need to be able to run the ball. They got to figure that part of it out. But in the end, that was another big step. And you just look at where they are and you say, is 9-3 Texas? I know we probably talked about this last week. Is 9-3 Texas enough to get in the college football playoff? And with their 11th ranking last night, and with some of the things that the committee obviously said, we're not as worried about that. We're not going to punish you for that opening loss to Ohio State. And I know that people are going to look at the eyeball test and what they've looked like, the loss to Florida. But, I mean, they've got 2 wins, and you guys want to talk about a debate I got in last night. 2 wins over top 10 teams. At the time, they were in the top 10. Now I guess they're wins over top 16 teams. I'm not sure how people differentiate that. I've always thought it was if you beat the number 1 team in the country at the end of the year, you're like, that's a win over the number 1 team in the country. It's not where they are at the end of the year. But I think you look at all of it, and I think that in the end, they're in a really good spot now to – do what they have to do, win 2 of these. I mean, win all 3, obviously, but if you win 2 of the 3, you're at least going to give yourself an outside chance to get in the playoff, which I don't know that anybody was even thinking about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I've heard some the national pundit types say that 9-3 will probably get them in because if you're talking about a road win against Georgia or an undefeated Texas A&M team at the end of the year, then that should be good enough. So we'll see what happens. What I was impressed with Arch Manning though, and just the fact that he looked so much more confident, calm, and all of that. What concerned me though, and I know about just getting caught up in the stuff, but I think Texas just thought they had the game won in the fourth quarter. And you know how that works, Bob. Sometimes it spirals downhill and it's hard to stop once it goes.
For sure. I think what was interesting about the fourth quarter from a I don't know, sitting up top view looking at it was, number one, they lost. They didn't have Michael Taft, who is obviously the coach in the secondary that they've got to have back for these last 3 games. They've got to have him healthy. But they had also lost Jelani McDonald. So they're missing both their safeties. And so now your safeties are really young guys who don't have the experience that those guys have. They don't know the system as well because they're freshmen and sophomores. They had lost a corner, maybe 2. I can't remember if they lost both of them, but I think Sark said Monday down the stretch we had lost both our corners and both our safeties. I mean, that's massive. Like that's, you're trying to the front seven's incredible. I mean, obviously you saw what Ethan Burke and Colin Simmons and those guys were doing. But if Diego Pavia can scramble around, those other guys are not good. They weren't communicating as well. And so I think that's where it got away from them defensively. Obviously, they had the touchdown pass or near touchdown pass where the ball hit the ground, and it would have put them up 41-16. It was definitely at least holding, if not pass interference on Vanderbilt. They didn't call that, and then Texas ended up having to get rid of the ball. So it's closer to putting them away in the fourth quarter than I think people would like to think. But at the same time, to your point, when those things happen and those breakdowns occur, you've got to be able to find a way to finish. And that defense really struggled in the fourth quarter to be able to put it away. And I think, that was probably as frustrating as anything leaving that game. But in the end, you just look at it and you go, we played really well for about 3.5 quarters. And almost let this get away, but we didn't. So let's move on and let's try to find a way to play 4 quarters the rest of this month.
Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin and the Stampede podcast here on the Blitz. He's our Longhorn insider. Take us inside the locker room, interview room where you guys have access to after the game, because just watching, and granted, because the fourth quarter was tight, but there seemed to be a sense of relief on the face of one Arch Manning on the field. Now, fourth quarter got a little dicey, but then afterwards he was making jokes about maybe the concussion helped. But, outside of what we all saw on the sound bites, his demeanor was a little bit different? Like, all right, man, I got this monkey off my back. That was a solid win in a game where he played like we've all expected him to play.
I think so. I mean, I think that's fair to say. I think he was excited about the win. I think they were, as much as I think it's easy. We talk about this a lot. I've talked to coaches about this and I talked to Mac about this a bunch. Like, we're asking all these coaches and players to walk off a field and 10 minutes later give all of their true emotion, which is probably the best for us because we get that true emotion right after the game. But in that sense, it's like, God, we were up 34-10 and we had every chance to just blow this thing out, make it 49-10 or whatever. And that didn't happen, and now we're a little frustrated that we didn't finish the way we wanted to. Whereas the week before, it was like, God, we were out of this thing, and then we came back and won, and look how we feel right now. I think when you get to Monday or Tuesday, you have a more level sense of, like, the bigger picture. I do think after the game, Arch was – listen, he's been very short really since after SEC Media Days. I think that maybe it was Archie that told him at some point, keep your answers short. And that way you don't say too much or you don't. But Arch's personality is really good. Like when you get him talking and he'll give you that side of him, he's really good. He's really funny. It's a lot like, I mean, obviously you probably have seen Peyton and Eli, but like Cooper's kind of that way too. Like Cooper's a goof and it's fun. And he has that personality. And I think that's where it's enjoyable. It's like when they win, that personality comes out. And so when, somebody asked him a question, he said, yeah, maybe the concussion helped. That's the side of him that we get to see more when they're playing well. After Ohio State, and then really that first whole month, Arch was very short, didn't say anything, didn't give us anything to work with. And then once they started winning again, he kind of started to open himself up again. And he's a young kid learning how to deal with everything, and that's fine. I don't mind any of that, but I do think there's a sense of like, it's not just me, it's everybody. We're finally getting on the same page. We're finally feeling like the way we wanted to feel. And that confidence begets confidence. Everybody around starts to play a little better. You start to figure things out. You work in unison, and all of a sudden, you know, you're 7-2 with a chance to go do something big down the stretch here.
Bob, obviously a bye week this week, and then Georgia coming up after that. Is this enough time to get those guys you were talking about healthy, or are their injuries a little more severe than that?
No, Michael Tapp, I believe, will be back. He was listed as doubtful throughout the week last week, but I think they at least wanted a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is to get his surgery kind of back to where it needed to be. Jelani McDonald had a concussion, so he was in protocol. I imagine he'll get through this week and he'll be okay. Ryan Wingo had a dislocated thumb. That's why he came out of the game. He had that 75-yard touchdown, then he had a 14-yard catch, and on that catch dislocated his thumb. And Sark even said after the game, if it was emergency, like huge game, we needed him in there, he probably could have gone, but we just felt like we're playing well. Let's let him kind of heal, and then he'll have the extra week as well. So I think they should be short of an injury in practice. They should be about as healthy as they've been, and maybe as healthy as you can be in November going into the last 3 weeks of the season. So I think they're going to feel pretty good. That's what this week's about. This week's about getting them healthy. I imagine they won't be as physical this week in practice, and then they'll ramp it back up early next week. But I think they're in a good spot health-wise. I mean, you know, knock on wood, they haven't really had that major injury that's cost them, and they've been able to kind of survive these nicks and dings where guys are missing 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And so, you know, hopefully for them it stays that way.
Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin, host of the Stampede podcast. Texas on a bye. The rankings that came out last night for the CFP, they're first out, right, where they are right now. So best case scenario, right, they have to continue to win, but they also need some people to lose. Georgia, 8.5-point favorite this week at Mississippi State. A&M, a 6.5 road favorite over your guys over there at Missouri. Best case scenario for Texas this weekend. And I know you went to Missouri, so be honest here, Bob.
Best case scenario for both those games?
Yeah, well, for Texas, from a Texas perspective. Or realistic scenario.
I think.
Realistic scenario.
I don't think maybe the Missouri game matters if Missouri wins it, because that gives them a win over the number 3 team in the country, and that they only have 2 losses, and their losses are Alabama by 3 and Vanderbilt by 7. So that probably puts them back in the mix with a decent enough schedule down the stretch. I think they play OU and Arkansas. Georgia, I think if you're Texas, you probably want Georgia to just blow out Mississippi State. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Mississippi State's played well enough. Georgia's just surviving. But if you're Texas, I think you'd rather have Georgia kind of like, we feel good. Like, we feel like we're in a good place, more than like either we lost and now we got to come back from it, or, man, we played another close game. How do we overcome that? But again, maybe a close game puts more doubt in their mind. I don't know. I think in the end, that's going to be going to win in Athens is going to be really tough.
Yeah.
No matter how you cut it. I mean, that's just, you're asking a lot of this team to beat 3 top 9 teams in their final 4 games. But they put themselves in this position, and they got to find their way out of it. The SEC, to me, I know I've said this to you guys probably 100 times. The SEC runs through Athens until it doesn't. Texas lost to this team twice last year. Kirby Smart has had Sark's number. They can't figure things out offensively. So how do they do that? How do they figure things out offensively when they go to Athens next week? And I think that, to me, that's going to be the biggest chess game in this. Is Kirby really had Sark. I mean, they obliterated him in that first half here last year, and then in the SEC championship game, Texas was pretty good offensively. They just couldn't score. They just kept him out of the end zone. And so how does Texas overcome those things, especially with an offense that has been kind of a roller coaster this year? And I think all of those things are the things that we'll kind of start diving into as we get into next week.
2 weeks to get ready for him. We'll talk a lot about it next Wednesday with Bob Ballou. Always appreciate it, my friend.
Absolutely, guys. Enjoy that game tonight. I hope that the College of Biblical Studies are listening to your show and they come out fired up because of it.
Well, I'm sure they will be, or they'll pray for us. One of the two.
Well, they're going to pray for us if they heard our 3 o'clock segment. Good stuff. Make sure you watch the Stampede podcast. Ballou of KEYE Television on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Good stuff, and obviously Bob is excited and hopeful that Texas has gotten over the hump. We won't know that until we see them against Georgia in a little over a week, right? A week from Saturday. So looking forward to that game, although I'll be at a wedding.
Yeah. Man, and if YouTube doesn't get things figured out, you won't even be able to watch on your phone.
Do we know what time that game is?
Unplug it, maybe.
Is it a 2:30 game? I don't know. I'll have to find that out.
What time is the wedding?
5:30.
The wedding is at 5:30. Texas and Georgia, 6:30 p.m. on ABC.
That's perfect. Perfect. You kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't have worked out any better.
The hell was that?
That's Tony Romo.
Oh, that's what it was.
Give me one of those, Pledge, and an unplug it, baby.
Unplug it, baby.
This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, in some countries, that would get you arrested. Now, you find yourself arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my Ed Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Do you know how much you're really paying for life insurance through work? I can almost guarantee you're overpaying for limited coverage. I'm Joel Clark, a Select Quote agent for over 20 years. My clients are shocked to learn how expensive life insurance at work really is because of a rate that's driven up by unhealthy people. Why pay more when you don't have to? For over 35 years, Select Quote has helped people save 50% or more by shopping highly rated insurance carriers. I found a 40-year-old man with high blood pressure, a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Don't procrastinate. Workplace open enrollment will be here soon. Let Select Quote save you money and get you the coverage you need to protect your family.
For your free quote in just minutes, call 1-800-964-6464. 1-800-964-6464. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-964-6464. 1-800-964-6464. Details of example rate at SelectQuote.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs return to action tonight, looking to rebound from their first loss of the season. They're in L.A. to take on the Lakers. Tip-off there set for 9 o'clock. No De'Aaron Fox, no Luke Cornett, no Dylan Harper. All of those guys are out. Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Sohan, and Lindy Waters, though, are questionable and could make their season debuts tonight. NBC replacing Pistons Hawks with Spurs Grizzlies on November 18th.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday out there. And, well, if you're a fan of what happened last night, I know that you are. Thanks for joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And it's just one of those days where you kind of feel goofy. You feel good, yeah.
You know, I am
goofier
curious,
than
though.
normal.
I mean, to your point, and I'm curious, and we'll talk with Mark Whyte, District 10 City Councilman, coming up at about 4:35, so in about 30 minutes from right now. But I am curious how you're feeling today, right? For those that voted, record turnout, even though it's still seemingly low, but I'm surprised, honestly, at the number. But if you voted no, are you angry today? Or are you, I am curious. Now, kind of feels like the vast majority of those that are listening, or let me rephrase that, those that interact with this show, either on social media or on our YouTube chat, they were for it. They're happy today. I'm pretty sure there are people listening right now that voted against Prop B. But those that interact with the program seem to be for it. But are you pissed off today because Prop B, if you're in the 48%ers? Because the vote was close, which is a surprise to me. And quite honestly, if I'm a Spurs type, I'm a little offended, with what the Spurs have done for 50 years in this community, 50 years plus, that it was that close. And I'll compare everything to what we're seeing right now in real-time comparison in Oklahoma City, where they're raising a sales tax, the Thunder putting in just $50 million into their new billion-dollar arena, and that passed by 71% of the vote.
Well, according to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, Rudy Gonzalez, who has made his feelings known that he was not for this, he says no one is mad, and I'm happy about that, Rudy. I'm glad you're not mad, and look, again, it didn't matter what side of this coin you were on, and I get where you're coming from, Jason, but I remember, and I think somebody pointed it out early in our show about the Alamo Dome, passed by about the same margin. back when it passed. So,
Yeah.
I mean, look, there are going to be people that are against this stuff, and they have their reasons why. And then obviously people that are for it. The main thing is it passed, and now we can move on and get this project started.
And again, small margin, as Rudy wrote on our YouTube page, money well spent. And the Spurs did spend a lot of money.
Sure.
And it worked because it mobilized people to get out and vote, people that normally would sit out an election. And I appreciate what the mayor's statement was, essentially saying, not reading it verbatim, but the voters have spoken. Let's work together and get this done, which I know there were some that wondered how much of a monkey wrench or an obstacle would she be as this moves forward. And at least her initial statement seemed to indicate voters have spoken. Let's get it done.
Well, and I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I hope she's true to her word, and I have no reason to believe she won't be. So that's good. A bunch of them apparently, it looked like, met on the steps of City Hall today. The county judge and Peter Holt and a bunch of the council folks, and they said the same thing. No more roadblocks. The people have spoken, and so we're going to move on with this thing. And again, looking forward to speaking with Councilman District 10 Mark Whyte coming up at 4:35 or so, because just to get his thoughts on what happened and where we go from here, and what is the city, what are their next steps, and how soon do they get this thing moving, and all of that stuff. So looking forward to that. Make sure you're here with us about 4:35. Mark Whyte will join us here on the Blitz. Looking forward to it. So for sure. Did you watch were you glued to the television, Minix? Watching the returns come in?
I mean, Duke and Texas were playing basketball. No, I mean, I was more on my phone. I did watch. I bounced around the different coverages. I didn't learn anything, right? I mean, I am not a political type, so election night coverage, it's not my jam, right? But I'm watching. But I wasn't getting any updates. I mean, we've got that update where it was like 82% reporting, and then you're waiting, and then, I'm watching News 4, and I go, all right, Jordan Elder's over at the Prop A party, and I was over here, and then, the slumber party that was happening for the Cops Metro, and, and everybody's just kind of bouncing around, but they didn't have any new numbers. And then all of a sudden, all right, we're 100%. Here's the final total. Like, where was the update? Like, I all of a sudden, it felt like there was an hour and a half. I don't know what real time, but like forever, we didn't get, there was that website where you can go and see and then updated. All right, here it is. Good night, everybody. Like, what was the update?
I'll be honest with you, because I saw Jordan Elder as well at that rodeo. I wanted to go to that rodeo. It looked like they were having a lot of fun there.
They had a band. They had plenty of beer.
They were having a good time. People there, they were dancing, and they had all their rodeo slicks on.
Yeah, you slicks? I was going to say they wouldn't let us in. I mean, they had cowboy hats and vests.
I got a cowboy hat. I got blue jeans. I got boots. I'd have fit right in.
Got a vest?
I don't have a vest.
See, you don't have the proper uniform. But didn't you? Were you watching? Everybody there had a vest.
I guess they
did. A big old belt buckle.
Well, look, had I known, I'd have wore the white belt. Had I known, I'd have gotten a vest before that.
Get a rope.
Get a rope. That's right.
But no, and I'm excited for those guys. And that's the part that was kind of funny to me, is all the people that voted yes to Prop A, that voted no for Prop B, you realize one can't happen without the other.
Yeah.
If Prop A doesn't passes and Prop B would have failed, Spurs don't leave there, and what do we do then?
Yeah, well, the rodeo's screwed. I mean, basically, that's what it is. Heard them talking last night, and I'll be honest with you, as excited as I am about the new arena, I'm excited about what the rodeo's plans are.
I don't know Cody Davenport, but what he was saying last night was incredible.
Yes.
He used a line in the Jordan Elder story. It's a declaration of independence, and I was like, what? He's like, because they don't have to work around the Spurs anymore. They are going to have year-round rodeo, and there will be things there that I probably would never go to. But there's a lot of other things there that I'm excited about, with the various concerts that they could bring in, different events, and maybe I do become more of a rodeo type.
Dude, rodeo's a blast.
It is fun.
It's fun, man.
And it's funny, as much as I'm a concert guy, February rolls around, I like going to the rodeo. I like going to the rodeo grounds. I'm not a big fan of the rodeo concerts, right?
Well, they're too short.
They're too short and all that kind of stuff. I'm just, That's just me. So there are some things, in the comparisons to what they do in Fort Worth, I'm all for it. I can't wait to learn more about what Cody Davenport's plans are for the rodeo.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear from him and what they're going to do. But I was excited about that, and again, that party, it was happening.
You just wanted to be there where there was free beer.
Well, of course, and who wouldn't?
I assume it was free.
Well, I got free beer waiting for me at your house.
Do you do?
Yeah.
How?
Well, because I bought it.
That doesn't mean it's free for you.
It's free, baby.
That doesn't mean that you're invited.
I am invited. I know it. I'm inviting myself. Wow. Damn it.
I mean, you know the door code.
A little flight by Yingling. I can't wait for that. No doubt about it. Hey, when we come back, the newest Cowboy actually talked today to the media. Quinnen Williams. He talked. We've got it. We're going to let you hear from the newest Dallas Cowboy when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Big win for the Spurs last night with the vote, and tonight Spurs have a big game against Luka and the Lakers. You want to make watching this game tonight more exciting, make sure you're playing on Underdog. And I love playing on Underdog, the best place to make your picks and win money in Texas. It's fun. Playing on Underdog is easy. Higher or lower on stats. And I'm looking at my app right now. They got Wemby at 27.5 points. Would you go higher or lower? Luka at 35.5. Steph Castle, 19.5. And I'll get through and I'll look at some others, like where do they have blocks for Vic or, three-pointers for Luka. Right now, triple-double for Luka, higher or lower. Will he get one? You build your pick entry, get all your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hey, Sarah. Heard about your car accident. You okay?
Well, let's see. My car's toast, my neck's a pretzel, and the insurance guy ghosted me faster than my ex. So, peachy.
Remind me why you haven't called Thomas J. Henry Law yet?
Calling an attorney is weird to me.
Yeah, you should totally trust insurance, who profits from underpaying you.
I'm picking up on your sarcasm.
You need to pick up the phone and dial Thomas J. Henry Law.
Car accident? Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And attention, Dallas Cowboy fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season long just for catching a game at one of the 4 San Antonio area locations. Get to Twin Peaks for every Cowboys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
It's time to kick off the holidays with your pop tailgate style. Hey, join Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit and Selma on Wednesday, November the 19th from 9 to 6 for food, music, vendors, giveaways, and fun for the whole family. Furry ones included. Holiday kickoff tailgate only at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, still basking in the glow of Prop A and B passing. The Spurs, the Lakers, and we've got Thursday night football. Let's start looking ahead to Week 10. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Archies?
Come on, dude. Come on.
It's Boys Like Girls.
It is.
I knew that.
No, you didn't.
Come on.
This could be all-time low for all you know.
It's not. I only know it because it's right here on the rundown.
Yeah, read right in front of you.
But if you like Boys Like Girls, you can win a pair of tickets to go see them. The Soundtrack of Your Life Tour. It's live April 26th at the Boeing Center at Techport. If you don't win the tickets, you can buy them at livenation.com. Caller number
12.
Caller number 12. 210-656-3776. 656-ESPN. Caller number 12. Good luck.
One of the cool things on this show is they're going to play a couple of their big albums in their entirety. That's part of the deal with this tour.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be good.
Start to finish, huh?
Yep. That's what in its entirety means.
Well, so are their albums, are they good or what? How many albums do they have?
The deal that I saw and was reading about, they've got the two that everybody knows, and I think that's what they're going to be doing.
The two that everybody knows. Not everybody, Minix. That's a broad brush you're painting.
The two that everybody that would want to go to this show knows.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll say this. My first show was at the Techport Center, that all-time low one. I love that venue.
That place is great.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Hey, we see Boys to Men there?
We saw Boys to Men. We saw Nothing More.
Yes,
I've seen Hailstorm.
It's a great venue. It really is a good venue.
Yep.
It's awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. Yesterday, I like what Jerry Jones did yesterday. You can talk about Logan Wilson, the linebacker from Cincinnati, kind of a minor move that had me a little surly because I was going to lose a beer bet to that dude.
Mm-hmm.
But then Jerry comes through just for me and goes and makes a deal with the New York Jets for Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle, a guy that, pretty good player. I know he's been a Pro Bowler once at least.
I think a couple times. I mean, he's a hell of a player. And again, he got out of the Jets coming to Dallas. He's surprised but excited.
I definitely was surprised by it. It's unbelievable, though, man, to be able to come to an organization with so much history, so much talent on the team, great ownership, and great group of guys in the locker room and a great head coach, and the things that they guys are doing here. So I'm super happy to be a part of this. I'm super happy to be a part of this defensive line group that's super loaded and super talented with Kenneth Clark and O and Dante Fowler and Coach Aaron, man, it's unbelievable to go to work with those guys, and I'm looking forward to it. So,
dude, I'm no longer with the New York Jets. I'm happy as hell. It's basically translated what that said.
Well, that's it, because there were a lot of reports about how frustrated he was with the New York Jets.
As an ultra competitor, I think anybody who's going through many losses, like I was going through, gonna be frustration. I know guys who won their whole life and they lose one game, they be frustrated. So, of course, I was frustrated. But the relationship that I have with AG, the relationship I have with the GM Darren there, man, is still great relationships. And they knew I was frustrated. I think the world knew I was frustrated being there so long and still losing. But like I say, any ultra competitor, man, any guy who play this game to win is going to be frustrated. No matter if you win 100 of games and you lose that one. When I was at Bama, I went 16-1 and lost the national championship. I was frustrated. So, but the relationship itself has never broken. I still believe in what AG is doing there is going to be great for those guys, and the leadership that he has and the things that he's doing there is going to be great for those guys, and the way that Darren has handled everything there is going to be great. So,
well, he's got to be happy. Did you see Breece Hall? He was devastated that he didn't get traded.
Like, I got to be here by myself.
Oh, my gosh. Devastated that he wasn't traded.
So the big question, I mean, we all know his resume, but he was asked, what type of player are the Cowboys getting?
I think for sure that's actions speak louder than words when it comes down to that statement. I hang my hat on being disruptive, being dominant, and rushing the passer. And also this year, man, I've been taking a step forward and stopping the run, man. I know I've been reading a lot of stuff and seeing a lot of stuff on Dallas on stopping the run, man. So having the opportunity to come here and help those guys out of that and just help turn this thing around when it comes down to that point is going to be unbelievable for me. And to learn from, like I said, from O and like Kenneth Clark and the defensive line in itself, man, it's going to be unbelievable, man. And also show them and lean on them and teach them different things also. So to be amongst a great group of guys, man, a great defense for the last few years, man, it's going to be fun to play with. So
I think they're going to be awesome on that defensive line. I mean, it's going to be tough to run against these guys. I think it really is. Again, you still got the other issues that you have to deal with on the Dallas Cowboys in their secondary, but that defensive line is going to be pretty good.
They are, and it'll be interesting because this move, getting Quinnen Williams, will it help this year? Sure. Will it help them get into the playoffs? Not likely. That loss to Arizona, in a lot of ways, just may very well have ended any playoff hope.
Yep.
But this is a move for next year. This was a move that Jerry could spend some of the draft capital he got from Micah, get rid of a mistake in Mozzie Smith. And when you trade a player like Mozzie Smith, you are admitting mistake. I mean, no matter how many times he kept trying to tell us, well, let's wait 3 years. Let's wait 9 years. At some point, well, I mean, you admitted a mistake and you got rid of it. More importantly, you admitted it and you moved on. And you improved in that position at the same time.
No, absolutely you did. And Mozzie Smith, unfortunately for him, didn't pan out. I mean, he just never did. He was a bust. And look, that happens. And I think you went over it yesterday. That was just a bad draft all the way around for the Cowboys because, well, Schoonmaker's still there. They couldn't get rid of him. But it was just a bad draft all the way around. And so you get rid of that. You start over. You admit the fact that it's done, and you move on. But, look, this guy, Quinnen Williams, I think it was Shireen Williams yesterday on with us here on the Blitz, said that he's going to want another contract.
Mm-hmm.
And probably going to want that after next year or maybe even before. Who knows? But that's something Jerry and then we're going to have to deal with. But if this guy, he is young enough. I think he's 27 years old. He's still a young man, young player. And so
and the Cowboys, again, a lot of moving parts. Pretty confident in saying they studied his current contract and what they think they could do with giving him a raise, because in a lot of ways, you've got to start treating that. You spent a first-round draft pick on this guy, right? And and you view it that way. So you're going to invest in a guy that you gave up a 1 for. George Pickens, they didn't give up a 1 for him. They gave up a 3, so you hope that's more than 1 year. And, but whether you re-sign him or not, you're going to have some flexibility. Kenny Clark's contract, very attractive, which is part of the deal there. Remember, in the offseason, there were all those reports when Mike demanded a trade. I think the Cowboys' number one option was getting Williams from the Jets, and the Jets weren't going to move. Now it's actually happened.
I didn't really know that for sure, but I could just know now, man. It's just unbelievable honor that they traded for me to help them come do things that they decide to do, especially when it comes down to building a winning culture. And I definitely want to be a part of a winning culture and want to do my job the best of my ability to help this thing go in the right direction and things where we all know it can go. So,
did he say he wants to be a part of a winning culture?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Well, when you come from the Jets, even the Cowboys with 3 wins, that looks pretty good.
I mean, it's the Cowboys, and there is a culture.
True.
That last year and this year is lacked in the winning department. Now, granted, he did go to Alabama. All right. He knows what a winning culture looks like. But what's he going to say on his first day at work?
Everything's got to be positive.
He's hungry to win.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I'm hungry to win. Like that's the main thing. Like I said in the beginning, I'm an ultimate competitor, man. Everything I do is about winning. Everything I do, everything I work. When I wake up, man, I just want to win. So that kind of forms my ego of I can do anything the coaches ask me to do if it's going to get us a win. So.
And I believe it. Look, I think he's happy. Look, it changes scenery from the New York Jets to just about anywhere, unless they would have traded him to Cincinnati. That might have been a problem, but he's got to be happy about it. And you're coming to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that's a big deal. It truly is a big deal. You know what else is a big deal? The vote passed last night, and we're going to talk about it with San Antonio District 10 Councilman Mark Whyte. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, let me brag a little bit about my Connecticut Quality Water Softener. I love bragging about this thing. Had it in the house now for several months, and I tell you what, it's unbelievable how much of a difference this thing makes. It really is. Because, look, I've lived in other houses that have other water softeners, and, well, they just don't compare to what I have now in a Connecticut Quality Water Softener. It's an unbelievable product. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in America. And I love the fact that it does not run on electricity. It runs on that kinetic energy. I don't know what the heck that is. All I know is it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and everything is better, whether it's your dishes out of the dishwasher, your clothes out of the washing machine, or you out of the shower. All of it is that much better. And, again, they've still got this deal going on. Don't know how they do it, but they are still doing it. You buy a Connecticut Quality Water Softener, they're going to give you for free a reverse osmosis drinking station that they'll install right there at your kitchen sink. Bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. And 0% interest for 12 months. That's an incredible offer. Don't wait. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis
Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are dropping early. You can save up to 50% throughout the store all weekend. Yup, call it what you want. Manifestation, luck, fate. The point is, it's happening. Plus, you'll earn $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent on Friday. Shop early Black Friday deals at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. And thank the universe later. Select styles up to 50% off valid November 7th through 9th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinigle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local, family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or go to stevensroofing.net.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers. Presented by Just Spots. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Big win for Bexar County in the city of San Antonio yesterday. The vote went the right way, at least for most folks that are listening to this show. Hopefully everybody's happy on this hump day. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix.
The vote, though, a lot closer than what I think a lot of people would have liked. But, you know, Spurs spent a lot of money. A lot of money was spent to get a record number of people to the polls, which might be the biggest surprise of the night, the actual number of people that voted. Let's talk about it with District 10 City Councilman Mark Whyte joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Most people that we talked to leading up to it thought it was going to be close. Ultimately, did the returns turn out the way you were expecting?
Well, guys, thanks for having me on. Yeah, look, everybody knew this was going to be close. But I said all along that I think when people went and reviewed the deal and actually saw the details and got the accurate information, that I thought most people would be in favor of it. And very happy with the big turnout. More people that participate in the democratic process, of course, the better. And look, at the end of the day, the citizens spoke last night, and we're going to be moving forward.
Mark, so what happens next? Take us through this and clarify any question anybody has. This was the hurdle that we needed to pass. The way I understand it, the arena now is basically done. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this really was the approval of the county's portion of the funding, and we know that the other two portions coming from the this PFZ money, which is being called the city portion, and the Spurs, that'll make up the $1.3 billion for the arena. So now it's a matter of getting the full deal onto paper into contractual form that binds everybody to the deal, and then construction can begin at some point.
So take us through this process. Now, keep in mind, like you're talking to a third grade class, the political process. Getting the term sheet agreed to is non-binding. How binding actually is that? I'm just, next steps of, okay, this is what we agreed to before. Now we have to just take all these and put them into a contract?
Yeah, that's right. The term sheet was non-binding, but in all reality, there's no practical way that will be strayed from. So it's just a matter now that we know the county's portion of the funding has been approved. Now we can get everything into a final contract, right? We couldn't do that before we knew if the voters were going to approve the funding. But now that they have, the money is all there for the arena, so we need to get it into a contract. We need to finalize the community benefits portion of the agreement, right? Because you'll recall the Spurs are also going to put in $75 million in community benefits. They're going to make those $1.4 billion in guarantees in terms of development around the arena. So all of that needs to be put into contractual form and get everybody to sign off.
District 10 Councilman Mark Whyte joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mark, I want to ask you a question. Everybody's saying the right thing. Both sides saying that the voters have spoken and there's not going to be any roadblocks, anything like that. Do you believe that? Is that an accurate statement? Do you take everybody at their word at this point in time?
Well, if you watch politics at all, you know that nothing is ever easy. And so, listen, I hope now that everybody can come together and move forward on this project, because if done properly, this can be something that's going to benefit all citizens in San Antonio for decades to come, not to mention keeping our San Antonio Spurs right here in San Antonio. However, you've heard the mayor, and she has made comments like we need to now have a vote on the city portion of the funding, or she wants to, keep negotiating and perhaps try to get the Spurs to, give up some of their revenue in this deal and all of that, right? So listen, if the mayor goes down that path, then you could see some more fighting up on the dais down here at City Hall. But again, I hope that we won't have to do that. I hope that now cooler heads can prevail and we can do what we all want, which is create a project that all San Antonians can be proud of and everybody can take part in and benefit from.
Mark Whyte joining us here on the Blitz. Now, to that point, those comments were before the vote, and now that it's happened, in her statement last night, the people of San Antonio have voted to approve the county's contribution, blah, blah, blah. I will work to ensure this generational investment helps to revitalize our downtown and strengthen our city. But the city part doesn't need a vote, right? Everything that from the city's contribution, the $489 million, no need for a vote there. So even if the mayor were to try to throw in some roadblocks, the majority of the council, she's one vote, correct? So she could just, help the ad bill sellers, but the most part, she's one vote.
You're right on. For there to be a vote on the city portion, 6 members of city council would have to ask for and approve a city vote. And you're absolutely right. We don't need to do that. First of all, these elections are expensive, right? Taxpayer dollars go to holding each of these elections. And we just had the vote last night. I mean, this community has now debated this issue over the past 6 months. Last night was the vote. And so my position is there is no need for another vote here.
No need for a vote. Help me understand this part of it. If the city's money does not require a vote, why would anybody at city council, including the mayor, try to take it to some sort of vote?
The short answer is politics. And unfortunately, and we see it from the federal level, state level, and certainly here, a lot of times politics get in the way. And so if for whatever reason the mayor or a few of the other council members thought that it may be politically advantageous for them to make the rest of council vote on, whether or not the public should get to vote on the city portion of the money, they may decide to try and push forward on that. But again, I think that would be a tremendous waste of taxpayer dollars, and I hope we don't go down that route.
Mark, what are we looking at time-wise for all of this to get done and all the T's to get crossed and I's dotted before we can start talking about construction of this arena?
Yeah, so great question. So hopefully beginning of next year, maybe by the spring, we get everything papered and in final contractual form. The next piece of this, though, that people aren't talking about is going to be the infrastructure piece. Anybody that's gone down to the Alamo Dome for a concert or anything, right, in the last year, you know what a nightmare that is. So we were going to need infrastructure improvements down there anyways, and with the potential of a new arena on the other side of the highway, we certainly are going to need that now. And so there will be a vote at some point on a bond, an infrastructure bond, right, that will include some infrastructure improvements in the downtown area to make all of this viable. So that'll occur sometime, perhaps in May of next year or maybe a bit after that. So again, it's getting everything in a contract. It's getting the infrastructure piece set, and then, hopefully construction soon after that.
All right, so Mark Whyte, that leads to a couple new questions because you're right. Nobody has been talking about the infrastructure part of this. So county got their approval last night. The city doesn't need a vote, but there's possibility that but the city. So the funding of the actual arena as we sit right now on the 5th of November at 4:44 in the afternoon, that part is essentially done. Paperwork, contracts, term sheet likely to be similar to the contract. But before there are dirt, shovels in dirt and movement and construction can begin, now we're saying that we've got to get the infrastructure part taken care of before the actual starting to build the arena can take place?
Yeah, my guess is that is the way that it's going to work. We will need the infrastructure done, and I think that the way we're going to do it, and don't hold me to this because this is still being developed, but there's infrastructure needs all over the city, as you well know. And so I think there's going to be an infrastructure bond package put forward, right, with infrastructure projects all over the city, and it's going to include some infrastructure improvements down on the streets near the Alamo Dome and near where the proposed new arena will be. And again, this was going to happen anyways, but it probably makes sense to get that done before shovels hit the ground.
Let me ask you this question, because I've heard a lot of talk about the saws plant or whatever that is the down there. Is that part of the infrastructure thing that you're talking about, or would that be something different to move that away?
Yeah, that'll be something different, and it's way too premature to be talking about exactly what would happen there.
Yeah, we've heard so many different things with that. I just want to clarify.
It's just one more thing people wanted to throw into the mix to try to confuse the voters that I thought was very, very unfortunate.
Well, it's true, although, I think some city leaders and one former mayor at least probably admits, calling it Project Marvel instead of Project Downtown and having this big project with a big price tag initially scared some people, where this is just the arena part and it's one piece of the overall vision of Project Marvel or Project Downtown. But if the bond for infrastructure doesn't get passed, would that kill the new arena deal, even though the funding of that in place, or does the new arena get built whether the infrastructure bond passes or not?
That's a great question. It could certainly impact the future of the new arena, but I cannot imagine that the voters would say yes to an arena and then no to an infrastructure package, which is going to be much needed for all four corners of the city, including this area downtown. But listen, you also made a great point there regarding Project Marvel, and everybody will remember that a year ago when this Project Marvel name was released and everything, I was probably the harshest critic because this thing was not rolled out properly. There was not enough input done in the beginning, and the city really, really messed that up and put this whole thing behind the eight ball, and I think that's what caused a lot of the confusion that you mentioned and a lot of the hard feelings. But at the end of the day, we have to look out for what's best for the city. And I always wanted to remind people, it was not the Spurs that came to the city and said, let us have a new arena. This was the city that went to the Spurs and said, let us bring you downtown, And the reason for that is the economic impact that this could have for our city for decades to come.
Well, that's interesting because I don't know that I've heard that before, Mark. So I appreciate you putting that out there because, again, I guess the misconception of this whole thing was that here we go again. The Spurs want a new arena, but the city actually went to the Spurs for this deal. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, again, the wealthy Spurs owners, they just are greedy, blah, blah, blah. Look, I mean, again, it was the city that reached out to the Spurs. And it's not that the Spurs aren't going to benefit from this, because of course they will. But as a city government, our job is not to do things that are great for the Spurs. Our job is to do things that are going to benefit all of our citizens. And that does include keeping the Spurs in San Antonio. And through this deal, they're going to sign on the dotted line and agree to be here for another 30 years. But also, again, the economic impact that this could have, which can create revenue that then we can use for streets and sidewalks and drainage projects and public safety and all the things we need. The benefit here, if this is done properly, could be very, very significant for our city for decades to come.
And I know from the county part with the rodeo, they're excited. Cody Davenport used the term kind of like a declaration of independence because they don't have to now work around the Spurs schedule, the NBA schedule, once the new arena is built and we can have year-long rodeo. And the infrastructure part, and there's been a lot of questions about how that will get paid for. So, again, city politics 101 here for a lot of us. I mean, because and admittedly, I'm in the toy department, Mark, you know that. The bond package for infrastructure, is that going to come out of local taxpayers? How does that get paid? Or is that on this new revenue zone that's going to be created? Because all these different tax zones, I just, how does that bond package get paid for?
Yep, that's different. So that is going to be money that at the end of the day, the citizens of San Antonio will pay for, right? I mean, at least the debt service at the very least. So that is going to be citizen financed, and it's we do bonds here, right? Every 5 to 7 years or so, right? So there's nothing unusual there. That's how we get large infrastructure projects done all across the city, right? Whether it's senior centers or big major thoroughfares or whatever it is. And here will just be another bond, but it will include money for this downtown area near the Alamo Dome and near the proposed new arena site, because that's what's necessary to have everybody be able to move around there, more easily. I mean, you can't do it right now. It's a nightmare. People that have been going to these concerts that have been held in the Alamo Dome, we get calls all the time. God, it's terrible down there. Fix it. Well, we are going to fix it. And now with a potential new arena coming, there's even more urgency to get it done.
Well, and just to be clear, Mark, and you've said this once, but I just want all of our listeners to hear you say it again. This bond package would not be specifically just for the downtown area to put an arena. It would be for all parts of this city.
That's right. That again looks like the direction that we're heading, and it's not finalized yet. But yes, there will be a bond package for projects all over San Antonio.
And that would include. So that and let's face it, that's a good way of getting that thing passed. Because there's 48% that voted against Prop B. This would give them an opportunity to try to derail a project. As I'm thinking outside the box, the strategy. But if it's for everybody, then, your neighborhood, your exit, it's going to get fixed at the same time. Mark, were you at the...
You're thinking right along with our city management over here.
Well, I mean, how does it affect me? All right, I mean, because that's how you look at it. Now, I'm, as you know, all for this and the entertainment district aspect of it. You mentioned the Alamo Dome. I don't know if you went to Paul McCartney, but getting an Uber after that was, I spent a lot of money at Alibis because, just 48 minutes for an Uber that turned into an hour and a half. But that's what we're dealing with.
That's right. It is an absolute nightmare to move around down there. It is right now. We have businesses down there, by the way, that are feeling the hurt. People can't get in their doors because of all the construction going on downtown that's taking too long as well. So something has to be done about that area in downtown. It was already coming, and now with the new arena again, we have to make sure it happens and happens quickly.
All right, Mark, I got to ask you a question because you've been dealing with this and you've been a front runner on this thing and providing the information that everybody needs. Now that this is over, do you have a day or two to just go watch some Gilligan Island reruns or something just to take your mind off all this politics stuff?
Well, I wish that I did. We had a council meeting today, and we have another meeting tomorrow morning. But listen, this is this is really a great job, guys, because it's city council. It's the closest level of government to the people. I get to make decisions every single day that can positively impact people's lives. And on this one, as frustrating as it was, and it was frustrating because of all the misinformation that was out there, it made it really frustrating. But at the end of the day, this is the greatest city in America. We have warm, hardworking people. We have such a unique culture here, and to get to be a part of this city and help lead this city towards an even better and brighter future. I just enjoy doing it, and so there will be time to rest. I'll be on my couch tonight watching the Spurs play, so that always brings me some joy, and then we'll just keep pushing.
Do you even know what the Gilligan's Island reruns are?
Yeah, guys. Yes, I do. Gilligan, the Skipper, Marianne. All of them.
I know Reinigal turned 64 yesterday, and all of a sudden he's just old man.
Nostalgic, Mark. Nostalgic.
And since we're on a path like that, because I know there was a lot of frustration on the very hot topic like this, has the working relationship with the new mayor gotten better on other topics that don't get near the attention of this vote?
Listen. She. I mean, there's no secret, right? It's been a bumpy first 100 days or so. You like that politically correct word?
Yes.
It's been bumpy, but I am optimistic because people see the clips of all the fighting, but behind closed doors, this city council is filled with people that are passionate about San Antonio, people that want to collaborate, want to do right things by the city. Sure, we have differences of opinion a lot of times, but on most things we're able to get together and move the ball forward. And my hope is that the mayor has now, after a few months, seen the way it's not going to work and hopefully we'll pick up on how it should work, and I'm optimistic that she wants to do right by the city as well, and that things will be smoother as we move into 2026.
Mark Whyte, District 10 Councilman, I always appreciate your honesty and your insight. Congratulations on being a part of getting Project A and B passed last night.
Hey, well, thanks for what y'all do and helping to get the accurate information into the hands of the public, and happy to join you anytime.
Appreciate it. Mark Whyte on the Buyers Barricades at Guest Line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. That last answer, honestly, I didn't know what to expect, but just like on everything.
Keep in mind, Mark's a good politician too.
Yeah,
you got to make sure everybody's. But just his hesitation, I think, on a couple of those, you kind of know exactly.
Gilligan's Island, huh?
Well, I mean, sometimes you need some just brainless activity. I mean, this guy's punching in there.
Gilligan's Island is where you went.
I was going to ask him Marianne or Ginger. I don't know. Who does he like? Which one better? I thought maybe that'd be a.
Can you go Three's Company, where at least everybody's gonna know Chrissy Snow?
Well, maybe. Most people listening know Gilligan's Island. You don't know Gilligan's Island?
Well, I know like the song, but no.
Dude, you're not that young.
But honestly, I mean, Marianne or whoever else.
Pledge knows Gilligan's Island. He's younger than you are.
He doesn't know that. Like, if you showed a picture of which one is Marianne and which one was the other one, he wouldn't get that, right?
No, he would know. Absolutely.
Ginger's the redhead.
Gingers are
Marianne
well,
was
it's because
the-
her name is Ginger. I mean, let's be honest.
She was a Hollywood actress.
Dude,
Ginger was
see?
the girl Marianne was the girl next door.
I don't know where you've been, man, but you need to go. You need to go do some brainless homework and watch
That's what
Gilligan's
Three's
Island.
Company is for.
Well, that's a good one too. But I'm just saying. And by the way, Marianne all day. Just saying.
Pledge likes
all
Ginger.
Day. Well,
he also likes Janet. So what the hell does Pledge know?
Well, Janet was good.
Yeah, but not
I mean,
Chrissy.
Chrissy. There's 100 million Chrissies. All right, you got to have a one that kind of stands out. You know, anybody can find.
Well, you want to have a conversation now?
Anybody can find a blonde bimbo. I mean, come on, right? I mean, jeez.
Wow. Listen to you.
I'm just saying.
Listen to you.
I'm just saying. Alexandra says I'm dating myself. Alexandra, you know exactly what I'm talking about because she just picked Marianne too.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor was always after Marianne. That SOB. He's on an island, you know.
What would you be doing?
Even a professor, you know.
Well, of course, a professor.
Unplug it, baby. Oh, we don't have any plugs here.
Hang on a second. Pledge is telling me we're going to go way over the break right now because Sam has something to say to Mr. Reining.
All right, Sam, do it.
We get it. You're old.
What the hell does that mean?
You're old?
Yeah, we get it. You're old. You lost like 20% of your listeners because I'm 32 years old. I know what Gilligan Island is, but we never watched it. We don't even know what it is.
You just said you did.
I heard of it, but we've never sat down and watched it.
Well, then, dude, you're missing out. All right, that's all I'm telling you. You know, you got this crap we're watching today, and it's crap.
What other shows do we need to watch?
Come on, Sam.
Oh, great call, Sam. I mean, do you want to, let's see. Like when I was a kid growing up, middle of the afternoons, it was Family Ties, Different Strokes.
See, I mean, half the people don't know what that is.
No, because then you had the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
The offshoot of the Jeffersons, whatever that was called. The Smokey and the Bandit. T.J. Hooker. I'm trying to think of the shows back then. T.J. Hooker. Heather Locklear.
Yeah, she was good. Sure.
Yeah.
See, I go back
What
older.
was the show Heather Thomas was on, too? Because there was a lot of Heathers.
Kelly Kapowski.
Dude,
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, baby.
See, now you've gotten
Saved
two.
by the Bell.
Yeah. Now Rhino was like, I don't know who that is. You never watched Saved by the Bell?
No.
Look up Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
No, I know who she is.
That's Kelly Kapowski.
I don't know who. Okay, we'll see that. How the hell am I? That's like.
You want me to know the real name?
The name of this song, Joe. Here it is. Holy cow!
Happy birthday, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. College football poll came out last night.
That's where you're going?
I know that. Well, why not? I mean, you got a better place to go? Let's do a poll right now. I feel like I have one shoved right up.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, guys, if you're feeling tired, not motivated, just not yourself, it's not just aging, Joe. Could be low testosterone. The good news, you don't have to live that way. Get into Synergenics and Low T Center to help bring your energy back with testosterone replacement therapy. First thing you need to do is go get tested. It is free at Synergenics and Low T Center. The original MVPs of TRT using only pharmaceutical-grade testosterone that is customized to the level that's right for you. Unlike some clinics that compound their testosterone, at Synergenics and Low T Center, you always know exactly what you're getting, and they're one of the only providers that accept most major insurances. Other online clinics and services, other clinics, they pile on charges for labs, memberships, and tests. Synergenics and Low T Center make it affordable to get started and stay on treatment, and it's easy. They got clinics all over town. You can choose to get treatment in the center or at home, and it's not just for men. They've helped countless ladies restore hormonal balance. Right now, get a free hormone consultation and a free T-test, plus your chance to win signed sports memorabilia or tickets to a major sporting event. You know the best version of you is waiting. Reignite your energy and get back to feeling like yourself. Learn more online at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those beautiful icy balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that's second to none. And Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads, oh, they're coming out hot. Close out your night with our favorite flatbreads. They're available during the late night hours, Sunday through Thursday for only $8. That's only from your favorite lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and oh, those scenic views.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Houston Texans have officially ruled out quarterback C.J. Stroud for this Sunday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stroud suffered a concussion in the Texans' loss to Denver last week. Spurs back in action tonight, looking to bounce back from the first loss of the season. Spurs are in L.A. to take on the Lakers. They'll tip things off there at 9 o'clock. No De'Aaron Fox, no Luke Cornett, no Dylan Harper.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hope everybody's having a great hump day out there. I know we are. It's a great day, great Wednesday. If you're a Spurs fan, if you're a fan of the city of San Antonio, you ought to be happy today. The vote was, well, it went our way. Our folks like us that liked that wanted the money and the passage and all of that. It went our way. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So it's a good day.
It is a good day, and I love our listeners. You throw out a Gilligan's Island reference. Might have been a little misplaced, might have dated you, but that's all right, because on our YouTube page, on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, the number of old shows.
Yeah, you see that?
Like I kind of remember Charles in Charge.
I remember that.
Good Times.
Yeah.
Mr. Belvedere, What's Happening?
Adam 12. Holy cow.
I mean, Knight Rider. Dukes of Hazzard.
Duke. Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah,
Daisy Duke clears.
Huh? Yeah. What?
Daisy Duke clears.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. I mean, Daisy Duke, right? You think about a TV show that they can't show today. And they wouldn't show today, or they'd at least modify the General Lee and probably rename it. But even Kirk Herbstreit mentioned Daisy Dukes the other day in a football broadcast because the kicker from Oklahoma was wearing some.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that was a show that even, 1,000 years later or whatever it's been, is still just a part of the everyday conversation.
So Dukes of Hazzard, was that 80s or was that late 70s? What was Dukes of Hazzard?
Without Googling it, but I want to say late 70s.
Probably,
because I remember, having little General Lee Matchbox cars, and you'd set up and you'd jump them and all of it. I mean, the sheriff, what was the sheriff's name? Roscoe P.
Boss
Coltrane.
Hogg, or what was his name?
Yeah.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Is that what it was?
I think Boss Hogg was from the Smokey and the Bandit, wasn't it?
No.
Or
that was, remember that guy was Jackie Gleason. What the hell was his name?
Yeah, Roscoe P. Coltrane from Burt Reynolds, the
Smokey and the Bandit.
That's not Roscoe P. Coltrane. No, it's not.
All right, somebody help us out there on the YouTube.
No, it's not.
Okay. I mean, we could be adding them all together. Buford T. Justice.
That's it. Buford T. Justice. Yes, that was, and he was funny as hell in the first one.
Yeah.
All the other ones sucked.
David Umflet on YouTube says, All in the Family couldn't be shown today.
No, absolutely not. No. I'm not even sure the Jeffersons could be. I mean, because that was a spinoff of All in the Family.
Yeah.
And when Jefferson and All in the Family guy got together, they they went to
Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shows that couldn't be shown today. I mean, come on. It's
Married with Children,
just
I don't think could be done today.
It's just a different time,
I think
and that's
Married
cool.
with Children could be.
I don't know.
To a degree.
Was that Al Bundy?
Yeah. A legend from Polk High. That time he scored 4 touchdowns in a game.
Wow. Here's the interesting. I haven't seen this, so I don't know. But Fred Casares on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page said that Gina Ortiz-Jones walked away from a reporter on KSAT today. I'm going to have to find that and see what happened.
Now, I saw her, and I don't know if this is the same piece, but tweet us a link to that if you've got it there, dude. Last night, leaving one of the events, she was asked a question. She gave a very short, politically correct answer and was like, okay, bye, and got in the back of her SUV.
Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about.
If that's what it is.
I just Googled Gina Ortiz-Jones, and the first 2 things are the 2 more staffers resign. 2 staffers resign. My goodness gracious. My goodness.
Two more, or is that from last week?
Well,
the two that resigned last
5
week.
5 days ago,
Okay.
including the communications director.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
And 31 Eagle fan on YouTube. MASH, obviously.
The MASH was good. Yeah.
And apparently the Beverly Hillbillies. Read that one. Where'd that one go? Hang on.
Andy Griffith,
so
Pyle.
So many, but it was like Dukes of Hazzard. I'm trying to find the comment. I've lost. 79-85. That's it?
That was Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was born in 73, so that about makes sense.
Speaking of shiny stars, though, about Ellie Mae on Beverly Hillbillies. She was shiny.
Well, and again, like all the good cop shows from back then.
Yeah.
T.J. Hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to be one of
T.J. Hooker, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one nobody's mentioned, Star Trek. Remember the old Star Trek?
What about Chips and Ponch and John?
Whatever.
Well, I mean, there was...
And those cheese balls in California, they still call themselves Chips.
Well, it's California Highway Patrol, sir.
So I guess that's the reason. Where'd the I come from? Hey,
Alice,
inquiring
Texas
minds
people.
want to know. No disrespect to any law enforcement folks.
Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, that was awesome.
BJ and the Bear. There's a lot of good shows.
BJ and the Bear.
You remember that? He drove that truck.
Oh, I never watched that one.
No, he had a monkey. Right? That was Bear. He was a truck driver because of the Matchbox. I remember most of these not from the show, but from my Matchbox collection.
You see?
Which, if I still had, would probably be worth a fortune if I'd have taken care of them and not crushed them all. My brother still has a great toy car collection, but explains why he's older than me and still single.
2 hours later, another BJ reference.
BJ and the Bear. It's different.
Get your mind out of the gutter pledge.
See, Roy brings up Hunter. It was one of the old cop shows from back in the day.
I don't remember that. See,
you don't remember Hunter?
No, I don't remember that.
That was a good cop show.
No. See, I go back with Starsky and Hutch. Remember Beretta? You don't remember that one? That was a good one.
I do remember Beretta.
Beretta was good.
NYPD Blue, which obviously now that was more 90s.
Columbo.
That's way too old for me. The interesting thing about NYPD Blue is if you watch it, especially at the beginning, it was kind of set up like it was they were Upper West Side. But they actually filmed the, what was the dude's name? Not Sipowicz, but the other guy with the red hair. That was my building that I lived in New York.
Oh, wow.
And so, for about a 4-month stretch, about 3 days a week, they would be filming in our building. It was a pain in the ass to get on the elevator, even though I lived on the Upper East Side. But that's what got me into watching NYPD Blue.
All right. Well, that's good. Good story, Minix.
Yeah.
Not Tom Selleck?
No, not Magnum P.I.
Yeah, he wasn't in New York Blue.
NYPD Blue?
Yeah, that one.
Tom Selleck, no. That's Blue Bloods.
Oh.
That's what my mother watches daily. I've never seen the show, but I feel like I have because my mother tells me every week what has happened on Blue Bloods.
That's Tom Selleck. He's a hunk.
She doesn't say that.
I bet she does.
She appreciates their family dinner conversations.
When you're not around.
David Caruso. Yes, David Caruso, the actor.
Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord.
Well,
I don't want to think about my mother in that way. Stop. I think she only gets that way when it comes to Elvis.
I got something to get your mind off of that. Jerry Jones. There you go.
We get to suck on that all week.
We'll talk a little Cowboys football. Maybe some college football poll news, too. Who knows? Goodness
Candy
gracious.
League.
Now she's shiny. Woo! We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are having issues with your plumbing, your heater, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they're a full-service company. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions. And it's generally you're thinking plumber, AC, heater person in an emergency. But if you take care of your stuff beforehand with one of their great maintenance programs, that could save you a lot of money and headache in the long run. Get your heater tuned up before you need it. Get that scheduled. Call Quarter Moon 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best-tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
Target's early Black Friday deals are almost here, and they're bigger than ever. Take 40% off select gifts and holiday decor for 3 days only, starting this Thursday. Score can't-miss deals on new fits for the whole fam, festive lights and decorations to brighten your home, and even top toys like select Lego sets for endless holiday fun. Shop in-store or online. But don't miss out. These deals are going fast. 40% off gifts and holiday decor starts Thursday, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle. Unlock all of ESPN and all of Fox One with one unbeatable price. Catch the biggest games, college football, NBA, NHL, and more on ESPN. Stream your faves, Big Noon Saturday, the World Series, and NASCAR on Fox One. All for just $39.99 a month. That's 20% off. The ESPN Fox One bundle. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Access content from each service separately. Savings compared to purchasing both plans separately. See stream.espn.com for complete terms and conditions.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
College football playoff poll, the first one was released last night. And it's interesting to me how it's a big production. Yeah, football in general, you can do that. I don't think there's any other sport that you can do that and expect an audience.
Well, again, it's content. It means absolutely nothing.
No, but people are watching.
Well, people are watching and debating. And quite honestly, I think part of the debate is did Texas A&M get screwed in the first poll, coming in at number 3? And quite honestly, I don't think so. Until I watched the show last night, and you learn that the committee's using all these different metrics. And by the metrics, A&M should be ranked number 1 in this poll. The eye test, they're probably where they need to be. If I think about A&M on the field with Ohio State and or Indiana, I think I'd probably pick against A&M based on eye test. But when you go with the metrics, A&M has had a tougher schedule. They've got more quality wins, blah, blah, blah. And I was surprised last night that they started talking about that. Like, remember some of the projections that we saw were like number 2?
Yeah.
Because they're using metrics that most of us aren't used to talking about yet, the people in the room. And then, of course, the committee gets pooped on because, well, they've never coached football. What the hell? They're just, they're the committee.
That's a BS argument. Okay, that goes for a lot of things, right? But they know what they're doing. They're plugged in. Look, A&M. I don't know if they're where they belong or not. I think A&M. If you're an Aggie fan, you gotta be thrilled. When's the last time Texas A&M was number 3 in the country? It's been a while, has it not?
And again,
you should be thrilled. And again, we got a long way to go in this thing. And if the Aggies win out, they'll probably be number 1 heading into the playoffs.
Well, not necessarily, because if Ohio State wins out and Indiana wins out, does Ohio State and Indiana play each other?
I don't
they
think
wouldn't
so.
Until the Big Ten championship game. But we've kind of seen through the years the committee doesn't always penalize for a loss in the championship game. So, and then you look at the brackets, right? Because that's the other part that makes seeding so important is the bracket, right? Now, at 3, that's not bad because, you wouldn't have to play Ohio State until the national championship game if everything went chalk.
And you get a bye week.
And well, yeah, being in the top 4, you're going to get a bye. So, if you went with what the committee had last night, which won't be what's there, but you have the bye week and then you get the winner of Ole Miss and Virginia, which would likely be Ole Miss. Indiana, they would get BYU Notre Dame winner, so you could get an A&M Notre Dame rematch in the playoffs.
You could.
You look at the other side of the bracket, Ohio State, the number 1 team, and maybe this is why you don't want to be number 1. Again, going by the bracket from last night, you would either get Oregon, Texas Tech winner, and I think honestly right now that would be a toss-up game. Alabama,
Oregon, Texas Tech?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
the fact that it's in Lubbock, it would be in Lubbock.
It would be in Lubbock, Oregon's good, but Oregon hasn't been as good this year as they've been in the past. They don't have the blowout wins. Their offense is not nearly as explosive. I mean, their best win right now is Northwestern. They lost at home to Indiana. I think
Penn State at the time was a pretty damn good team. At least they were highly ranked when they beat them.
Yeah, does the committee look at what they were when you played them or what they are now?
Well, I hope it's what they were when you played them. That's the only way to do it.
But okay, so Oregon's got a great win over Penn State and made that program unravel and fire their coach.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think Texas Tech Oregon would be a hell of a game. I'd love to actually see that matchup in the Valero Alamo Bowl. And then you got Georgia against right now it's Memphis, but whoever is that group of five. So, right now you look at the matchups, and again, they are also creating a TV show. Who wouldn't want to see Alabama and Georgia again in the playoffs? And the winner of that game getting Ohio State.
Well,
before you get to the national championship game.
Yeah, but could Alabama and Georgia meet each other in the SEC championship game, or are they on the same side? I'd have to look at it.
A&M would have something to say about that.
Well, they may have something to say about it, but you could have that matchup. You could very well have that matchup. So, I don't know. There's a lot of road to travel before we get to the final deal. This is just a starting point.
Well, that's it. But it is interesting when you look at the polls because Texas would be out of the playoffs. But they've got a couple of games that they could work their way in. And, and then, of course, everybody else. But it means nothing, ultimately, except gives us a whole lot to talk about, and you're either happy or you're pissed. And most people are pissed after the poll last night.
Well, but again, I think Texas A&M fans are very happy with where they're at. And I all I know is my son-in-law, Big Aggie, his whole family, they're thrilled. And they don't have to be number one. I don't think they want to be number one.
They don't know how to handle this success.
Well, I tell you, number 3 for Aggie fans, I think most of them are pretty damn happy with where they're at right now.
I'd say you're probably right, but at the same time, maybe not, just because you had the whole studio crew last night talking about why A&M should have been 1 or at the very least 2. So that does give Aggie fan, wait a minute, right? And that little chip on the shoulder, which, quite honestly, I think is a good thing.
Aggie fan, are you upset at the 3rd ranking, number 3 in the first college football poll? I want to know. Any Aggie fan, you can call us at 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Hit us up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, or you can tweet at Jason Minix or at Joe Reinagle 210. I'm curious if Aggie fans are upset by a number 3 ranking. Look, I got to believe they're flying high right now. Everybody's talking about them. They're playing good football. And I personally, like Texas, number 1 to start the season. I'd hate to be number 1 right now. To me, that's just a jinx of all jinxes. Now, Ohio State don't really play anybody. I think they'll kill Michigan just because they better. I don't know. Ryan Day might lose his job if he loses 3 in a row to Michigan.
I mean, that's the problem.
That's
right?
it.
That's the problem. And you look at it, and I'm with you. I mean, it's debate, but when you learn a little bit more about what the factors that the committee is looking for, and I think A&M fan does have a right. Well, maybe we should be number 2. But at the same time, being on that other side of the bracket, although 2 and 3 are there, 1 and 4 on the other side, because then it's a matter of looking at your path to the national championship. How does the bracket look? And you're seeing it right now in the high school football. 1 more regular season to go, and then you got playoffs, and there are some teams that are like, man, Westlake in round 2. Well, it's been a good run.
Yeah, it absolutely has been. Now, you were telling me about the metrics, and if you go strictly by that, you got A&M 1, Indiana 2, Ohio State 3.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine the uproar if that was the poll that came out? Ohio State fan would lose their mind.
Well, then I'm good with that.
I'm just saying.
I'm good with it. Just like they lost their mind when they weren't number 1 to start the season. And again, doesn't matter where you start, ask Texas. It matters where you finish. Let's go to the phones at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Mario, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, Jason and Joe. I just want to say this year, to me, the rankings don't mean anything other than, just trying to make the spot in the playoff. It's just been really crazy. Like, Miami was highly rated, and now they're struggling to make even the playoff.
Well, that's because you think about the polls that started the season aren't what the committee uses. What the committee, it factors, but it doesn't matter. And that's why, especially in this era of portal and the roster turnover, from one year to the next, you have no idea how good a team is going to be or if all the players they brought in are actually going to gel and produce on the field and be a good team. But the reason this poll matters is this is the starting spot. So you look at a team that might be in the teens, could win out, but were they so far back at 17 or 19, even if they were to win out, can they climb up enough? Or a team that's 1, 2, or 3, a loss doesn't knock them out of the playoffs, but a bubble team, you look at, say, now somebody from the Big 12 has to be there, and that could be BYU, but if Texas Tech has a bad loss at 8, that could knock them out of the playoffs.
I think it will. And I think the conference you're in has a lot to do with what they look at. Because I could see a scenario where the Texas Longhorns get in with 3 losses.
Mm-hmm.
If they win 2 of their next 3, and one of those is a loss against an undefeated A&M squad or Georgia, I could see where they could get in. They've got to upset one of either Georgia or Texas A&M. They have to, and not stumble against Arkansas.
And all of you with any sense, you just pray that Notre Dame loses so they're not a part of it.
God, I hope so. That's the most overrated team I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think he's a bum.
You say that every year.
Well, they are. When's the last time they won anything?
Last year. They were in the playoffs last year.
Well, they didn't win it, did they?
Well,
no.
Only one team wins it.
Well, I know. So is that's our standard?
No.
Just get in the playoffs. You're a good team.
Well, you are a good team if you're in the playoffs.
Whatever. They're overrated.
They don't let bad teams in the playoffs.
Well, they let Notre Dame in.
You got to earn your way in.
Those cheese balls ought to join a conference. How about that?
See, there you go. There's your conference biases.
Well, there you go. Because they don't play anybody.
A&M?
That was, the beginning of the year? Nobody knew what A&M was going to be then. It was a great win for the Aggies. And it was at Notre Dame. They should never lose at home.
They should never lose at home.
That's exactly right.
How's it a great win if Notre Dame sucks?
Notre Dame's got a big game this week against Navy. They lost to Miami. They lost to A&M. They beat Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC.
See?
Boston College. They got Navy this week.
That is a sucky schedule.
Well, I mean,
think about it. USC sucks. They're no good anymore.
No, they beat the crap out of Arkansas 56-13. You say, man, Arkansas plays everybody tough.
Well, except for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame destroyed them. USC, they're one of those teams that if they could win out, they might sneak their way into the playoffs.
There's no way.
There is a way. Boston College sucks. Navy is 7-1. They're going to get destroyed this week. Pitt is a really good football team. That could be the game that decides Notre Dame in or out.
God, I hope they're out. I really do. I hope they lose out.
I hope they lose out.
Yes.
Well, me too. I hope they lose this weekend to Navy, but I'm not counting on it.
The Golden Domers.
What was that?
Best thing about that
was that
team,
your Tony Romo impression? What the hell was that?
Best thing about them is their coach, and he ought to leave. He ought to go somewhere
like LSU,
relevant.
Like
LSU, that would be great.
Go somewhere relevant.
Penn State, that'd be another good spot for him.
Relevant.
Yes, he'd look good in Florida. Notre Dame, jeez, what a bunch of wieners.
At Joe Reinagel 210.
Wieners, that's what they are. Hey, the Spurs play ball tonight.
They do.
They're in L.A. to take on the Lake Show. Luka Doncic. That'll be a tough matchup, I think. I even read a story where Bronny James had the best game of his career last night, or the last game, whenever the hell that was. So Bronny's going to be a problem, a handful for the Spurs.
Bronny has earned that.
Yes. And they go in with a lot of momentum because they won Prop A and B here in San Antonio last night. We're talking Spurs basketball when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Been talking about them for a long time, and I love talking about them, first and foremost because they're just good folks. Family-owned company. They're a local company, and they're just the best in the business. And they've been in business, by the way, and just think about this, since 1983. 1983. That's a long time to be in business, especially in the roofing business, a competitive business like that. So you know they've got a long list of satisfied customers, repeat customers, because they do the job right. That is simply what they do. Now, Stevens Roofing and Solar also does solar panels. You've been thinking about solar panels for your house. Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company to call, 210-785-0994. Either way, before we get deep into the winter season and whatever that is, a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know eventually it's going to get cold. That means strong winds, all of that stuff, maybe some thunderstorms. Get your roof inspected. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Have them come out and inspect your roof. They'll do it for free, and they'll check and make sure that everything is okay. They'll make sure it's sealed, make sure all the stuff is where it needs to be. And if it's not, they'll come down and tell you that you've got a problem here, you got a problem there. But either way, you're going to know this is the company that's going to do the job right. They're going to take care of you. Stevens Roofing and Solar, easy to get a hold of, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle,
And you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
911, what's your emergency?
A tornado. It's coming right at us.
ABC Thursdays, the 911 universe expands to Nashville.
How far out is that tornado? 2 miles!
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Get everyone you can and send them out here now!
Chris O'Donnell, Jessica Capshaw, Kimberly Williams-Paisley, Leanne Rhymes.
We are on the move! Held it safe, kid.
911 Nashville. All new Thursdays, 9/8 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers. Presented by Just Spots. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spurs game tonight, and then, well, tomorrow we get to start another NFL weekend. So don't forget to get your picks in. San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Because, by the way, in case nobody knew, I'm still at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. We all know
right,
on that one. Wait till we do Prime Picks on Friday.
Are you in the lead now?
No.
All right.
But neither are you.
I had a good week. You must have had one better.
I did.
All right. Yeah, I know we both lost to those horrible Dallas Cowboys. All three of us did, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Get your picks in. Weekly winners get the gift card to Mellow Mushroom. End of the year grand prize winner locally gets $1,000 worth of tickets for awesome tickets. And when you're making your picks, Giants have a big game this weekend against the Bears. You know, you're in shorts. I'm in shorts. They're expecting snow for this game at Chicago.
Well, I think it's supposed to get cold here, isn't it?
It ain't going to snow.
Well, no, I hope not. I don't care if I ever see snow in San Antonio again, to be totally honest.
40s overnight, I think, though.
What?
I'm okay with that. I don't want to ever see snow in San Antonio again. That Snowmageddon thing we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, nobody does.
Nobody.
No, nobody does.
According to my weather app, it's going to come in overnight on Saturday.
Okay, so
Sunday, high of 73, low of 52, but then Monday, a high of 65. It's going to be downright parka weather.
What's the low?
42.
When is this?
According to this weekend, Minix. Overnight on Saturday.
Okay. So I get home from Phoenix late Sunday night.
It'll be cold. You better take your winter clothes with you. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Uh-huh.
A little swimming and some golf this weekend in Scottsdale and come home and freeze.
Nice.
Okay, next week's going to be cold, huh?
Well, not really. No, it gets back up in the 80s. Oh. We're going to have a day or two of chilly weather, but that's about it.
And when you say chilly, are you
65?
Talking about like it's time to go start making some chili.
Well, see, but that's any time. Hell, I'll eat chili anytime. Doesn't matter. But, you know.
Eating it and making it are two different things.
I'm okay. 60. It gets below 60, then I got a problem. You hit the 50 numbers, that's a problem.
50. Anything below 70 to me is.
Well, that can happen too.
I mean, it could, but yeah. I'm with you there. You know, it's funny because you think about hoodie weather, and we're almost there. I mean, Pledge is there year round.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But you know, we talked all that last week when UTSA played the Thursday night game and the lights out, and everybody in the world was like, where do I buy that? Now, what you saw Jeff Traylor wearing, which is what we all want, that's team issue. And I thought, well, this is a great NIL deal. And I called my friend over there, and she was like, you know, we sell this stuff. Their T-shirts, they're in the bookstore. Like, really? So, but I was Googling where to get black UTSA gear. And now all of a sudden I'm getting ads for these knockoff sites, and I can find that hoodie, but I got two problems with it. One, it doesn't help UTSA. It's a knockoff site. I'd rather, you know, spend whatever and make sure that it's helping UTSA. But two, they're calling it the Jeff Traylor Texas State edition. And to me, that just seems odd, right? Do you know, these knockoff sites, do they not realize that Texas State's another university just right up the road? And I get why they do it, because it's the outline of Texas in 210. But to call it the Texas State, you know, could they just call it the Texas 210 look? But to call it the Texas State look just looks bad.
Well, it does, but you know what? I think props to them first and foremost for seeing that, liking it the way you did, and then getting some knockoffs made. And they're just hoping people won't see that Texas State thing.
Well, you can't help but see it.
I'm just saying.
But I'm also curious. You know, it's a straight-on hoodie. They call it the Jeff Traylor deal, but it's not that lightweight that Jeff's wearing. It looks like a full-on hoodie like what Pledge has on right now.
How do they use Jeff Traylor's name without his permission?
Well, that's what I'm curious of.
Without paying him something. I'm curious about that, too.
Yeah, well.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, knockoffs do it till they can't.
I guess.
You know.
Make as much money as you can.
Get them UTSA lawyers to send the cease and desist.
That's right.
You know, I mean, who knows? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Mike, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hi, guys. I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to vote. If all the people that voted yesterday had come out and voted for the mayor back during the mayoral election, then we probably wouldn't be having this issue, because nobody really voted, and those who voted didn't pay attention to what she was saying in the two debates she had with her candidate when asked about Project Marvel. He was all for it 100%. In both debates, she skirted the question, never answered it, and now, even though we won yesterday, it's still in question. She can still, can she still do something to sidetrack it or whatever?
Well, and I would encourage you, Mike, if you missed Mark Whyte, District 10 councilman that was on with us.
I heard him.
You know, and if for somebody that's tuning in that didn't, it's available at sasportstar.com on the audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. She's one vote on city council, and we talked about that with Mark. I mean, it's potential that she could throw up some roadblocks, but she would have to get 6 council members on her side. Could she make it a bumpier process than it needs to be? Absolutely. But her statement last night, and until she isn't true to her word last night was the voters have spoken, and let's move the ball down the court.
No, I know, and I heard that interview, and still having Nuremberg was all for it, and having him or the other gentleman who was running, I can't remember his name, but having the mayor behind this 100% beforehand would have maybe been a lot smoother.
I agree with that. No, we had them both on the show before the election, and she said the same thing. I know what you're talking about.
And it is frustrating, and I get it. And I said this earlier in the show, I think one of the biggest surprises last night wasn't the outcome. It was the number of people that went and voted, which is still a low number for a city this size, but it shattered records.
For a county this size, you're talking about 1.5 million, and what do we have, 200,000 votes?
Yeah, I mean, low voter turnout's an issue in every election that isn't a presidential election. So, and even then, there's still low voter turnout. But at the same time, and you brought up Ron Nuremberg, he posted on Facebook about 20 minutes ago, he's having a big event Saturday for a big announcement. Now, I think the cat's out of the bag on what that announcement is going to be, but it will be interesting to see what ultimately he does. And if he does run for county judge and if he wins, because this project is still going to be going on when that cycle goes through.
Well, sure. And I, Ron's a great guy, but county judge we have now is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And he's behind this project. So, that'll be an interesting race.
Yes.
Aren't they both Democrats?
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know the politics of that or what the term limits are or whatever the heck. Because I know Nelson Wolf was county judge for about 50 years. What? I mean, he was there for a long time.
He was. Now, the Spurs do play tonight in Los Angeles. If you're a YouTube TV customer, it's steak night at the Rue Pub as well because, ESPN PR is putting out all kinds of stuff. I don't know if this little squabble is going to end anytime soon.
What doesn't look like it, but I find it funny that you've got some ESPN people there that are, Pat McAfee, I guess, is one who's kind of criticizing ESPN. Now, I know he's got both sides of the coin there when it comes to YouTube TV and ESPN, but it's ridiculous on both of their sides. I'm not going to blame either one more than the other, but it's totally ridiculous. I get YouTube TV because being with Ken's 5, CBS went through this with the different providers that come out, and you go through that, and it happens, and it's like, it's just ridiculous. We were off, I don't know what provider it was, for a couple of months.
Yeah.
At one time. And obviously, it hurts.
It does. It does hurt. But Spurs-Lakers tonight, can the Spurs rebound after their worst game of the year Sunday against Phoenix? That's going to be the big question. And Wemby against Luka, must-watch TV.
Without a doubt. It's going to be a lot of fun. No question about it. Pledge, do you have a show tonight? Is it a long one or a half of one? It's a long show. You get the long pledge tonight.
Taking you all the way up to the Cowboys hour with special guest tonight, Tyler Smith.
How about that? Wow, is he going to explain that he played like crap on the other night?
I can see Brad Sham now. So you missed 18 blocks, eh?
Yeah, dude.
You did a hell of a job helping Dak Prescott up, man. I'm proud of you. Good teammate.
No doubt about it. Extra innings with James Pledger. That's coming up next. Be sure and join AJ and Rob tomorrow morning. They'll get you started at 6 o'clock on the Morning Huddle. And Minix and I will be right back here at the microphone at 2 o'clock for the Blitz. In the meantime, have a great night, everybody.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz.